All right. It sounds like we are going to proceed here shortly, as we are going to forego our rider meeting again during this session. Fans of the Velodrome, welcome. This is our final session of the Marymoor Grand Prix. Just about ready to get started here with some sprinting. That's right, we are going to jump right into some high-speed events. The sprint finals, ride number 1, presented by the Pyatt Lending Company, is coming our way for the Masters Cat 3 men, although I think I got the confirmation that there's only Cat 3 men left in this group. Now at this stage, 4 riders survived to the finals. We're going to see the ride for first and second place right after we see a first ride for third and fourth in their first in a best-of-3 format. Following them, the Elite Women will also be coming up here for their first ride in the final round. And then we'll get a good look at the Elite Men that made it through into the semifinal round in the Keirins as our third event today. And with that, we are going to start inviting our first ride of the night, the Masters Cat 3 Men Sprint Finals, ride number 1, presented by Pyatt Lending Company. Now coming over to the ready area. Riders for the finals, make your way on over to the ready area. Calling Thomas Andrew, JC Pyle. On deck, Pollock, Takagi. And with that, we bring up our 2 riders here that made it all the way here into this final ride. This is the first chance we're going to see tonight, these 2 going at it. They're going to get at least 2 chances to compete here for 3rd and 4th place. It's going to go between our rider from the Flying Gorilla Academy, number 51, Thomas Andrew, line up in lane 1, going up against our local junior, the Jerry Baker Juniors team, number 127, JC Pyle, going off in ride number 1 here in this minor final. And off we go. 2 laps around the track here for a match sprint format. First rider across the line after these 2 laps, of course, will get the early advantage in this best-of-3 matchup. Big field here this afternoon that had to work through. 20 riders registered today for the qualifier. We worked it down to 16 after the flying 200 meters. Then we had to go down to 8 and now down to 4. These 2 riders in the quarterfinals, excuse me, the semifinal round, they got bested on their way here. That puts them in this ride for the 3rd and 4th place. They'll get a potential 3rd ride to sort out finally who will be in 3rd place between, of course, our junior rider, the rider JC Pyle on the front, taking on Thomas Andrew. One of our Canadian competitors coming down and looking very quick today. And a bit of a surprise is both of these riders, these are our top 2 top speed qualifiers and in the 200 meter. They both get beat in the semifinal round, and this should be a very fast matchup between these 2. Pyle keeping it quite slow here through the early goings of this one, all the way into the back straight. Now we're off and away. Thomas Andrews got a bit of a gap to close down, but this is a good time to try to catch and overtake. Trying to include this inertia into the home straight. Ooh, whoa, close to the line. I can't even call it. Andrew looked like he might have had it by the skin of his teeth. Right to the line, a great sprint for those 2. We're gonna get the photo confirmation. 51 will be called officially. It was close. That's a lot what looked like would happen in a semifinal round earlier today, but he didn't quite get to the line in that one. This time, It works out for him. He makes it to the line. A rider from Flying Grill Academy barely making it there as Pyle gets overtaken at the last second. Now the race for first and second place in today's sprint tournament. In the inside position, rider number 76, also for the Jerry Baker Juniors, Gabriel Takagi lining up against number 98 in the outside position. That's Wes Pollock, racing in the colors today of Team BC with that beautiful red jersey. Both of these riders a bit upsetting their opponents in the previous round. And let's see how this one goes down. They also will get up to 3 chances. Takagi getting here with some really great acceleration, seeing him get on top of his bike really quickly and throwing off some of his competition on the way here as the rider in front. But I must also say, Pollock looks like he's got good acceleration too in terms of skill set and the way they've approached this race. I think both are fairly similar in some of their aspects here. Takagi, a little bit newer to the sport, but both young competitors here. Junior riders going head to head in what is essentially now become a Cat 3 field. A very young group as well. Slow first 100 meters on this opening part of the lap. On deck, we're going to get right into the Elite Women as well for their sprint tournament. We'll start with the ride for third and fourth place between Scoville and Snoblin. A lot of things going on today. It's a long program. If you want to check it out, head to velodrome.org/live to see our digital program for the whole weekend, as well as the schedule uploaded directly onto that page. You can also, if you're here in the park and want to find the YouTube stream, which we're streaming all the action live, you can also pick up the previous races if you missed any of the action from before. Just scroll down to find the YouTube link embedded there, velodrome.org/live. The bell ringing slowly for the slow-moving lap here. Both a lot of patience between these two. Takagi is sitting down in that sprinter's lane for quite some time. Now Pollock will find himself moving up. You can see him starting to twitch the muscles a little bit, trying to wake himself up and get ready for the jump. Both riders getting up to speed now. Pollock assuming second position. Looks like he's pretty comfortable back there. Takagi now in full effort from the front, trying to hold on to this front position. Look, he's opening up a bit of gap, though. Now starting to close again. Pollock closing in again now, hitting into the corner. Around onto the flat. We're going to have another good one. Takagi, Pollock. Takagi, the junior's got some good speed here on the inside. Can't come around. Takagi in the sprinter's lane. He'll take advantage into the second ride. Pollock's got to figure out how to dial one in against this competitor here. Our local rider doing well in the first matchup. And now the Elite Women's Sprint Finals, ride number 1, presented by Pyatt Lending Company, brings up our first matchup for third and fourth place. In lane 1, number 12 for the J. Baker Jr. is wearing the Rider of the Year jersey. Danny Scoville going against Barnaby Velodrome Club's Diane Snoblin, number 22, up in lane 2. First ride of potentially what might be 3 in this best of 3 format. Scoville, the local competitor, qualifying just a bit slower than Snoblin right behind her, but they're awfully close in terms of top speed and ability. Snoblin having a lot of great results over the years here at GP, a couple of years in a row where she's been able to put up some pretty good results herself. Scoville, of course, a rising junior talent, is our Rider of the Year for the category she races on in a normal Friday night. If you're a Velodrome fan, you've seen Scoville race plenty of laps here in our facility. And as I said earlier today, she fashions herself a bit more on the sprint side of the sport than she does the endurance side. So showing up here at the GP, looking good so far through the qualifiers. Didn't quite make in that race for first and second. But the quality of riders we're going to see in that next race, you'll see what we mean when we talk about this is going to be very fast here for our Elite Women. Scoville right in the middle of the track, looking over the right shoulder, keeping an eye on where Snoblin is at all times. Snoblin going quite way up to the rail, almost as high as she can get the bike. Scoville in between her and the lane, although now she'll back off, so she's got all the movement either rider wants. They can take any movement in her position. Scoville will take up position down the sprinter's lane kind of casually, encouraging Snoblin to come onto the wheel. The jump starting to come from the front now. As you can see, Scoville just kind of bring it up to power gradually. Snoblin waiting to make the acceleration around the right side. Now she's coming at her onto the home straight. Snoblin, Scoville. Snoblin will have the speed to take this one. And coming up now, the first ride, and the ride for first and second place for our elite women. Two very quick qualifying times, rode very confidently through all their qualifiers, looked relatively untouched, both of these riders, and I'm so thrilled that they're going to be going face to face here in this one, as this matchup ought to be very fast and tough for either of these riders to come away with the win tonight. Emmy Savard of Team Canada up there at bib number 2 in lane 2, our fastest qualifier today, going up against McKenna McKee, Team Novo Nordisk, in the all-black kit today down in lane number 1 for their first ride. And off we go. And I do mean it, folks, these riders, they were a bit of a class on their own. Pretty much every qualifier we saw to this point, they rode away from competitors with confidence. They were the only two that really broke that 12-second barrier today in their qualifier with very fast times, right in that 11.9 second flying 200-meter time range. And that may not be the fastest time you've ever heard, but that's also with the wind at an outdoor track. It was not the best day for a quick time, and even with that, providing such great speed for these two athletes. McKenna McKee, slightly slower, the rider in black, at least by today's measure, but both of these riders have incredible power and a good head-to-head matchup here. We will see how this one gets started. McKee off the front by several bike lengths right now. Savard leaving a little bit of room here. Not feeling too much pressure to close down onto the wheel at this stage in the race. 1 to go. McKee's just sitting down here at the bottom of that sprinter's lane, just waiting. Continue to look over the shoulder, just wants to bring it up to speed, nice and gradually at her own tempo. Not wanting to have any sort of quick jump and acceleration later in the race. She's in control of the tempo. Now she sees Savard beginning to close. There's the move now from the front. McKee's up and out of the saddle. Savard, look at the pursuit. She's so quick to get up onto that wheel. Savard will hit pretty early in turn 3. This is going to be tough to finish. McKee has got all of the lane now. She's on her way against Savard, McKee. McKee so powerful in the sprinter's lane. How do you come around that? Jeez. Savard sits up and says, I don't know what to do. That was a tough one. McKee by a bike. Might have been down to that pass happening all the way back there in turn 3. It's a long ways from the finish line to start overtaking. Savard's going to go back to the drawing board and see what she can dial in for the second attempt. We'll see from them later tonight. We move right along into the semifinal round now for our Keirins in the Elite Men competition, getting set to start. Coming up now, this is Heat A for the Elite Men in the Keirin semifinal round, as presented by Greg Cycles. In this race, our riders are going to be split between the major and the minor final. Top 3 are going to be racing for first through 6th later tonight in this program. The bottom 3 will be going 7 to 12 in the minor final. This is already, some of the riders have survived in the qualifying rounds, as we had more show up than 12. We had to do some earlier rounds and whittle it down to just our faster group of riders, and we're going to further separate into the major and the minor based on their finishing results right here. This first heat, we'll find our first half in each of those, and then we'll have our second heat come up and do the same. The semifinal for the Keirin about ready to start. We're getting the final check, and the signal for the pacer now given. Pacer on the way. Pacer coming up the home straight. Riders ready. And our riders getting lined up here behind the pacer in the order that they draw for, so they must at least begin in that formation. We might see some change-ups here tonight, but at least to start things off for our Elite Men, they're going to get in a line and go around the track 4 times behind the pacer. The pacer's job is to bring things up to speed piece by piece until they're well over 20 miles an hour when they get dropped off. Last night someone was asking, how fast do they get? You'll see groups here 35 miles an hour pretty easily as they're hitting the finish line. Some of the faster finishers will push even higher than that. As the gears have gotten bigger and our riders have gotten faster, they are able to bring these bikes up at an incredible speed, especially in this kind of event that's intended to provide a gradual ramp up for the riders, that slipstream being given by the e-bike at the front. Showing up here in this heat, we have 49. First up, that's Jacob Vandervliet for Flying Gorilla Academy all the way at the front. Right behind him, we have Corey Jamison, bib 109 in the blue with that silver helmet for Waterline Racing. In the colors of Cheney Doors and Windows, the Argentinian sprinter Mateo Morasis in position 3. In position 4, also for Waterline Racing, that's Tyson Danielson. Right behind him, it looks like that's going to be Wyatt Paul of Waterline Racing in position 5. Your final rider in this group is Cameron Gillis of the Ride with Rendall team. This is a stacked group here. We have our winner of the Elite Men Sprint Tournament yesterday, Wyatt Paul, in 5th position. The Argentinian decorated sprinter there in 3rd spot. Half of these riders are going to be pushed out into this minor final. You got to be in the top 3 to move into the race for 1st through 6th, and here they come. The race is fully underway, and here comes the bell. It's 1 to go. Top half of this group moving on to the major. Big move from Danielson, number 64. He wants to try to shorten things a little bit for himself. One rider being left out of the mix at the moment. Now here comes Wyatt Paul on the acceleration. Corey Jamison following along right behind with Morasis, and that's likely going to be your top 3. The 2 riders from Waterline Racing, no surprise to see them, as well as Cheney Doors and Windows, going to be advancing right along. And next up, we're going to bring the second heat now for the semifinal round. 6 more riders to bring them on up. And we'll do the same thing one more time. Beautiful weekend here in Redmond, Washington. We've been enjoying incredible race action and, of course, this wonderful weather. Food trucks here at Beverage Garden open, and the show is rocking and rolling. We're at the very early stages of a Saturday night edition. Marymoor Grand Prix final session here tonight. After some of these races conclude, I'm going to be going also through some of our Omnium standings as they are as when we started this session. We're going to be awarding riders in the overall Omnium at the end of tonight. Interesting to see where they're at. Getting a good look here on the live stream. If you're here, you've been getting some great views within the action. You might have even gotten to see the back of the pacer here or there. And we'll get this next group started as soon as we get our final check-in. Make sure all riders are set to go. Pacer getting the signal and on their way. Pacer onto the home straight. Riders ready. Start track competitor Noah Mandow, number 72, draws position 1, and we'll get up to the pacer right away. Number 85 is Daniel Brewer, racing for the Cheney Windows and Doors team in 2nd position. Tyler Davies, Jubilee Cycle, another one of our Vancouver area competitors there in position 3. Alexander Brewer, he's bib number 78. He's actually in position 5. That's the rider with the black kit and the orange helmet in this field. Looks like Louis Benoit is number 89, and this group is number 4 in that lineup. And finally, the last rider in that group is Alex Siegel, number 43 for Waterline Racing. 6 riders, 3 to go towards the major final, 3 to the minor. The Star Trek racer right at the very front. This is an event he is always aiming to do well in. A young talent from the other coast, a New York rider, Star Trek, of course. Looking good in the qualifying rounds. Let's see what he can do from the very front of this race. He's got a speedy rider right behind him. We saw Brewer's ability last night to ride away from the field, maybe not known as a true sprinter, but this is still a field he can sprint within. So he's going to see what he can do from that 2nd position as well. All the way at the back, local sprint specialist Alex Siegel, coach for Jerry Baker Jr. and member of Waterline Racing. He's got a long ways to work his way up, but he's here tonight to see what he can do in a Keirin. First things first, you got to be front half of this speedy field if you would like to race for the top spots on the podium tonight. Things go 5 deep in the cash in for the podium, so you got to make it into this top ride. The move coming from position 5. Looks like Alexander Brewer wants to get things a little bit shaken up here. He comes all the way up alongside of Mandau. Bell's ringing, 1 to go. Another fast one already building up here as number 78's trying to find some space over the red line. Mandau from the sprinter's lane is just going to do this from 400 meters around the track. And here comes the second effort from the back half of the group. Look at things here as now it's going to start to flatten out. Tyler Davies coming into the picture, the rider for Jubilee Cycle in the black and white all the way to the outside. Alex Siegel down in the sprinter's lanes trying to hold on. Siegel, Davies, ooh, the fight for the 3rd place. Oh, number 89 with a big jump will find his way in is Louis Bonilla. Davies and Mandau, your 3 unofficial, getting the nod to move directly into that major ride later on here tonight. Good excitement here in the Keirin. Our riders will make their way off soon. Up next, we will have the Masters Cat 3 Men Sprint Finals Ride 2, presented by Pyatt Lending Company. Our sprinters ride round number 2 of the finals coming on up. JC Pyle lines up this time in lane 1. Is down a ride and needs to figure out how to get this one back if he wants to force the 3rd ride and still have a chance for 3rd place up against the speedster in lane 2. Thomas Andrew found a way to get him at the line just a few minutes ago. Ride 2 in our finals for positions 3 and 4 on the line here. And getting the whistle. It's the junior who needs to find a way. He was down in that sprinter's lane, looking pretty familiar to what I've seen him do many times around this velodrome, trying to get things up to speed after about 300, 250 meters to go, just holding that sprinter's lane. Andrew playing off the back and was able to close the gap, even though he left it pretty wide there for a while. And in his acceleration, he got enough just at the last second to cross the line. Doesn't mean that the plan was bad. Pyle might do something similar here. The question is, will the same result come of it, or does he need to mix up the tactics a little bit? What's his plan coming into this one? Andrew again in the 2nd position, kind of playing the reactionary part. He wants to watch where Pyle's at and kind of plan out the race as it's going. Pyle's keeping his eyes on the position of Andrew behind him here as they come onto the home straight. As you just saw him right in his footsteps. Hiding in the slipstream here, right down the sprinter's lane. Both riders anticipating over the next 100 meters or so the acceleration. Pyle still down that sprinter's lane. No jump, no move. Ooh, Andrew's trying to make him be a little bit uncertain there as he flicks the wheel. He's trying to get him to jump. No jump yet, all the way past the 200-meter line now. We're in the last 150 meters. Is there going to be a sprint? Pyle's still holding off. Now the jump's starting to come. He's waiting as long as he can. It's about a 100-meter sprint. Who can get up faster? Oh, Andrew's got enough to do that one. Flying Gorilla Academy, our rider for the Flying Gorilla Academy number 51, Thomas Andrew, will be 3rd overall in our sprint tournament today. And now coming up to the line, your race for 1st and 2nd. In their 2nd ride now is going to be Gabriel Takagi. Took ride number 1, and it looked pretty good for him for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. Wes Pollock lining up in lane 1, bib number 98, has to figure out a way to do it here to keep this series alive, or this one will be all done and in the back pocket of Takagi. And off we go, 2 laps. Reminder to everybody, it is a little bit windy this evening. Any loose items or articles of clothing or anything you might have around you that would blow over onto the track, just secure things down. If while we're racing we see something get out there, it may cause us to temporarily neutralize any racing that's going on for the safety of our riders. Of course, for any youngins or small pets you might have with you, keep them away from the railing, as we don't want any digits, arms, legs hanging over or under the railing, potentially impeding with the race action. Thank you. Going on right now, again, it's Pollock, the rider in red, needs to find a way to win here, or the local junior will grab first place in the GP sprint tournament here today. In a bit of an upset, both of these riders taking really impressive rides in the quarterfinal rounds. Pardon me, the semifinal round where they were matched up against with Andrew and Pyle, both with faster qualifier times. So we expected them potentially to have what was needed to find their way here, but both of these riders finding a good way to win in that semifinal round. Great acceleration from both of them. And they match up pretty well on paper, but we saw the last time that Takagi was a bike and a half in front of Pollock as they came to the line. I know the rider in red, he's not happy with that. He's going to come back with a new plan and some sort of adjustment here, hoping for something different as they come to the line. Maybe even a much closer finish down to the line would be fun for us here. We'll see. Very slow goings on the beginning of this one, as they both, I think, like the idea of the jump. They're kind of forcing position here. From slow to fast is kind of the way they're going to try to play this. Unlike that last group where we saw a lot more general speed on the way here. Takagi on the outside, being held up a little bit here by number 98, who's keeping him in position. Pollock out of the saddle, both riders beginning to accelerate along the hill here. Pollock will take the dive. He's in, he's going. That's the full move. Takagi hasn't lost any ground here. He's going to be able to bring himself right back up to the wheel. A little bit early on the catch, but he still has plenty of time to overtake. Can he have enough power to carry it here and just win it right now? Takagi, Pollock, Takagi will get it. The Jerry Baker Jr. on the outside goes 2 in a row. Whoa, man. Takagi, relatively new to the sport. One of the older juniors on the team. Doesn't have a lot of time behind him in terms of expertise on this bike, but in pure athleticism, he's figured out something. I hope it doesn't go to his head. He's got a lot of capabilities here. We're going to make some noise and some high fives as Takagi's coming around looking for some reinforcement. He's in front of the GP audience. What a debut here for Mr. Takagi on the bike for the home crowd. Congratulations to our Jerry Baker Jr. rider. A good ride here between him and, of course, our second place finisher with some incredible races to just get here, Wes Pollock. The elite women now coming up for ride 2 in their finals as well. Both of the Cat 3 men groups, they are all finished up. They took 2 rides to be concluded. Let's see if the elite women will follow suit or if we might be able to force that third ride. It's Scoville out now in lane 2 that must find the win here. Number 22, Snowblin on the inside with the 1 ride advantage coming into ride 2. And our riders are off. Snowblin in front position right now, number 22 with that dark kind of blue, almost blue-purple kit for Burnaby Velodrome Club. Another one of our Canadian area competitors coming down. Several of the riders from British Columbia make their way for the GP here as we have 2 northerly neighbors between Vancouver and Victoria when it comes to velodrome communities. Scoville, the local rider of the year for her category. It's a very junior heavy category. Let me tell you, there's a lot of young riders in the open 1, 2, 3 women we have here on Friday nights. And Scoville has shown that in more events than not, she is the overall fastest we've got here in that group right now. Very consistent competitor. Got beat to the line here by a Snowblin last time. She's going to try to change things up now. She finds herself in the second wheel position, trying to follow Snowblin and seeing if she can come around. Maybe she wants to lead the jump here at some point too. Both riders are wide open lanes. Ooh, who's gonna make the move? Is anybody gonna jump? It continues to go. They're still all the way up against that rail. They're about to go up the hill into turn 3. Scoville is gonna make the jump from above. Coming along side by side, Snoblin will be able to get the re-acceleration and should start pulling away. Scoville gets into the sprinter's lane, tries to find the acceleration and bump around, but Snoblin too hard to beat here. Snoblin will be your victor in the matchup. He goes 2 in a row and will find 3rd place overall for our elite women in the GP. And here we go. Number 1 found the win last time. McKee lined up in lane 2, trying to find back-to-back wins here and close this thing out and be the champion for our sprint tournament. On the inside, Emmy Savard, number 2 for Team Canada today racing, trying to get back into this thing, find a win and force ride 3 as I need to get Let's see who can grab this second ride here in round 2 for these 2 riders. Again, it's the rider in black that found the win the first time. So the advantage going to McKee right now. And the way that she wins this, it almost looks like she's not sprinting. She's so smooth in her acceleration. But yet the power that she finds and brings to the bike, always impressive. And she did it from the sprinter's lane last time around, just drove from the front. Savard tried to do a pretty textbook pass through turn 3 and 4. My only comment, my thought was maybe a little early. If you're trying to make the overtake happen back in 3, if you're trying to do the pass that early, it's a long way to the finish line. You know, most velodromes, that wouldn't be such a far distance, but here, that's 150 meters. You got to keep going and hold on the longer line. So maybe we'll see a similar situation, but maybe a slightly different timing or tactic from Savard, as it's going to come down to very small factors here. Only hundredths of a second separated their flying 200-meter time. So from a top speed measure, we can expect that these 2 riders are very closely matched. Now it's just all putting it together. Team Canada number 2 there is looking to figure out some way to ensure that this one goes her way and force this 3rd ride. Rider swapping position. McKenna takes up that good spot down the sprinter's lane. This is where she likes to be, and she's in front. She can just control the pace and show the power that she has. Watching to see very familiar look here. A different first lap, but lap 2 looking pretty similar. Now Savard getting up to speed and got to get onto the wheel. Will she try to take the pass? Now she will. Side by side all the way back there in turn 3. Savard taking over control at the front, but now here we go. The shorter lane for McKee on the inside, and you can see the gain she's making. Can Savard find the speed? And she's done. Nope. She's just going to point. McKee! Come on, make some noise, she says, for number 1. You can't stop this speedster. My goodness. McKee once again. Back-to-back here for the elite women. Like I said, when you watch her race, it doesn't look like there's a lot of movement or noise in her body. She's just so powerful and refined on the bike. And you see, once again, just how tough of competition McKee is. For Savard and McKee, we put our hands together, make some noise for our elite women. This is top quality athleticism on display. McKee takes it home. And you see why we're excited to see these 2 athletes, just how fast they are here tonight. And now the hustle for the elimination. They're rushing up. They're coming quick. They know this is half the race is getting to the right spot at the start. We're going to get our Masters and Cat 3 men lined up. This for the elimination race presented by John Douglas Cycling Attorney. Now getting ready to start from the rail here shortly. We're going to get them into the neutral and into an elimination race. This will be a fun one. A big group here lining up. Lots of laps, lots of action, and a lot of eliminations. And off we go. Fast neutral here upcoming as our riders are going to get in position. This is such a big field. If you can't get into the right place at the beginning, you might be out far too early. Oh, looks like Haldy's got something going on. He's coasting. That's not usually what you can do with the track bike. That's going to neutralize the race because he's going to get the opportunity to get back in. He says go, and he might be pulling, but we're going to give another lap either way. It's still in the neutral. Still in the neutral. Looks like Haldy's given the signal that he's going to be a non-starter here. That should mean that everybody's back together and we will be allowed to begin the race here shortly. The elimination, last rider across the line, every lap is pulled. I'll make the announcement from up here to make sure that our riders know what's coming up. And racing is beginning now. Next time around, last rider across the line is out and done. Big field here, lots of riders to navigate around and find your position. I think I quickly counted 31 starters here today. If you take out Haldy's, make it 32. That's a lot of laps around the track, 30 of them, unless we have to do a few extras here or there. And our first elimination upcoming. Last rider to cross the line, the rear wheel. 97. Logan Mirsky. A little straggling group of three. It's going to come down if those three can accelerate here and hold on another lap. This is fast going in the early parts of the race. Oh. Miles Morales, number 90. Stan Douglas, number 90. That gradient, pretty colored jersey there, Jordan Green, was also at the back. He's still in the race and is locked in on the wheel. This would be Tyrell Lacey of Liquid Velo, so looks like he'll be positioned to be all right. Now Ben Flom coming out into the back for Fell Swoop, trying to find some position now. The most dynamic position in this race is the top of the group at the back corner. Looks like it might be down in the sprinter's lane this time, though. It's 111, Campbell Harris. Ben Flom lined up there behind Jordan Green at the very back of this race. Will now try to reposition himself a bit up along the rail, leaving Jordan back there to fight for another lap. '86, Jordan Green. 86. Couple of riders from the East Portland Youth Cycling team kind of near the back there. One of them decides this time to move way up. At least one of his teammates there at the back of the group. Or do we have somebody popping out now? It looks like we do. #117 is Serge Malikian coming out there a bit ahead of the elimination. He'll be pulled this lap. So plenty more to go here in our elimination for our Masters and Cat 3 men, presented by John Duggan Cycling Attorney. Big push up along the outside line there as a lot of the riders near the back want to get way up to the front. Bit of a change of the lead out here. It's still orange at the back and Fell Swoop, but look down low as Portland might be in trouble. Rider 118, Plekel Mariki, Oscar Plekel Mariki, number 118 of Team Epic, caught there. Still the orange and blue. Fell Swoop all the way at the back here as Flom continues to work against these riders that keep getting caught out at the end. Looking for room, might not find it this time. That will be Flom, 80. Just didn't have any room anymore as it was being taken up by too many riders. Rider in red looking left, looking right, and sitting up a little bit. Looks like one of our riders finishing up with the sprint tournament here just a bit ago, 98. That was Pollock on the previous lap. We're now continuing to work through several more riders before we even start talking about top 10 positions and eventually the top 5 on the podium. .121 gives a wave. Alex Hui on this lap. Coming up here, another one. The outside pushing forward. Look down low this time. He's already knows it's coming. 103 is Snoblin, gets the official call. Watched it happen, knew it was coming. Big change up at the lead here as one of our riders from East Portland Youth Cycling did not like being at the back that time. Kind of spooked him a bit. He moves all the way to the front. I think that's might be Ryder Carlson repositioning himself all the way to the front of this race. If you're going to be up here, though, you got to set the tempo. These riders will just take it back from you if it's not a tempo they're liking. Tak Makino, 60. Makino. Looking down, already knowing this one's on the way. Number 75, David Miller for the Red Kilo Racing Team. Looks to be about 18 in the field still by my quick count. Several more to get through from a starting group of 31. Herink, 107. Tom Herink. On deck after this, the Elite Men Keirin minor and then major final presented by Greg Cycles. Our next ride on the schedule. We don't need any more sprints, so after that it will be the Marrymore crawl coming up quite quickly. Here comes another elimination. Look down low for this one. 74, Jason Meadhoff. 74. .115, Will Fowler. This lone rider just pushing off the front. Didn't think it would stick for this long. It's number 84, continuing to move away. Fergus Tanaka. 1, 2, 3, Michael McCorkle for Flying Grill Academy. That's Michael McCorkle, 1, 2, 3. Yes, off the front right now is Tanaka just making the solo move right here. Away from this group. It's been the weekend of elimination racing, just not staying together. We saw something similar yesterday for the Elite Men in the elimination. .91, Quadrado, 91. So Tanaka off the front, but our eyes go to the back of the field, looking for yet another elimination. Whoa. "44, hers." Coalition cycling a little off the back and sitting up already. Sam Karp on this lap, bib 124. 12 riders in the group, getting down here to the cream of the crop. The remaining riders getting ever so close to the podium now. All the early laps just feel like the prelude to the excitement that will be the conclusion here, because now it starts getting real. Nearly into the top 10. Ooh. Jamie Park working up against one of our riders from Portland. That's 125. Ryder Carlson, racing the colors of East Portland Youth Cycling, found that time as Jamie Park from Dyna Racing muscles him out at the back of the field. 11 now in the group. Park still at the back on the wheel of Mike Darlene, who was driving the train for quite a while. That rider in blue for Center Cycles right in front of him. Tyro Lacey looks like for Liquid Velo, the rider in gray, also near the back here. Jamie Park trying to make another acceleration. 113, Ritter. His teammate, Jamie Park, knocking him out there with that good acceleration along the rail. See if he's got another. He's all the way to the back still. Now into the top 10 of this race. He's going to go low this time, maybe feeling the pain a little bit on those accelerations. Will it work, though? Ooh. 84. 84 is Tanaka. Nine riders remain. It looks like one of our riders from Center Cycles starting to feel the pain a little bit here off the back. Park looking to see if he's safe as he's looking around. The rider in pink with that white helmet. Darlene's not going to let him go easy. And in fact, he'll take him out, it looks like. Number 70, Park. As Darlene makes great acceleration there to take another rider out. He'll slip back into the back of this group. Coalition Cycling leading the way right now. Andrew Lynch at the very front. He's got his teammate Galen Erickson right behind him. That teal jersey of the Coalition Cycling Group has been a pretty regular occurrence here at the Velodrome for this season. Looks like it's going to be our youth down there at the bottom. Hampson, 1, 2, 6. Nowhere to go as the rest of the field flattens out. He's left in that back line all by himself. 7 riders, the podium so close. Getting in the cash in, of course, up on the podium. Here comes Hofer now to take over the front, the rider in green. Profound Cycling Guild. Darlene still looking like he's in that hurt zone right now. It's hurting down there, but can he get one more out of this? Having to accelerate from all the way back there out of turn 4. I don't think he's got it this time. And that'll be 6-9. Darlene. Six riders remain. Next rider out in 6th and just barely will miss that podium. Hofer leading out the effort. Lynch right behind. Galen Erickson in here. Here's Andrew Martin in the group as well for 10-Speed Hero. Nolan Adams, the elimination specialist, always finding a way to be in these races for Dyna Racing. Who's out this time? It looks like it'll be Liquid Velo falling off the pace a bit. Number 102, Tyro Lacey. Adams in the gray for Dyna Racing. There's something about an elimination that works to his favor. He's here again in a big field with Martin, Erickson, Hofer, and Lynch, the survivors of all these laps. And you notice Martin and Adams have not been at the front. They've not been pulling this train. They've got energy left. They're going to do some sprints here. 6-1 is Lynch down the sprinter's lane. Whoa. Keeping it a little interesting there. Some track movement, it all works out. Not sure what was going on there. Down to 4, next rider out in 4th place. Oh, is it going to be Hofer getting taken out this time? You think he already knows it? Found Cycling, number 110. Gives the wave and knows it's happening. We're down to the top 3. The big cash on top of the podium here tonight for the elimination. Galen Erickson, here comes the jump. Down out of the top of the hill. It's basically a small match sprint. Andrew Martin, Nolan Adams. Off we go. Galen Erickson's got a really good kilo in him. If he can try to drive this now, he's at least going to make it difficult for whoever's in 3rd here. Nolan Adams just maybe not have the time to catch. Done in 3rd. Nolan Adams will give it to Andrew Martin and Galen Erickson, your top 2, into their final lap. The head-to-head matchup. Martin in the perfect position. He hasn't had to sprint. He hasn't had to put out a big one, and he is so quick here in these events. Can he come around Erickson? I think he definitely can. Martin, always in the right place at the right time. He's been so good in the month of July. He'll get another one here tonight in the elimination. 10-speed hero, Andrew Martin, number 67 with a good one here tonight. Galen Erickson making it quick for Coalition Cycling. But give it to Martin. He finds another way to win in another tough race. 1 week after another here in the month of July. It's been a good one for here for him in the last couple of weeks. We're getting ready here and set for some more racing soon, but we're going to be able to at least put our hands together one more time for a rider from 10 Speed Heroes will be coming around here in just a second. The racing is good. We're in the middle of our final session here in the Marymoor Grand Prix. Saturday night racing going well. Our elimination just closing down. The Elite Men getting set for their Keirins here in just a moment. Here he is again. He says, that hurt. That was a good one. A long elimination. Andrew Martin, your champion. Let's make some noise for our rider from 10 Speed Hero. Congratulations to a 10-speed hero and, of course, Andrew Martin. He has been, as I said, just so fun to watch this month. He's a local track star now for us here in our open 1-2 field. He has just been all over the place, and good to see him here at the GP, pulling up a nice result in tonight's elimination. Coming up now, it is the minor final for the Elite Men Keirin, presented by Greg Cycles. Getting lined up now. Out there in lane 6, lining for the Ride with Rendell team is Cameron Gillis. Next door for the Flying Gorillas team, number 49, Jacob Vandervliet. In lane 4, wearing bib number 78, Alexander Brewer. In lane 3, for the Waterline Racing team, number 64, Tyson Danielson. Down in lane 2, also for Waterline Racing, wearing bib number 43, Alex Siegel. And for the Cheney Windows and Doors Racing team, down there in lane 1, Daniel Brewer. Your minor final about ready to start. And the pace are on their way. The ride for 7th through 12th here for the Elite Men about ready to go down. On deck, the major final of the ride for the podium. 1st through 6th coming up here shortly. Quick 4 laps here for sorting out the 7th through 12th places in the group. Pacer now on the home straight. Riders ready. Brewer will take that first position as he draws lane number 1. He must come up to the bike first, and the riders will file in behind and get lined up for this Keirin. 4 laps of racing at the line. Will be 7th overall in the Keirin, but of course these riders proud, and they want to make sure to put on a show. They're going to put on their best race effort here, despite the fact that they missed that podium race. Still, they had to qualify to get just to this point. They're going to put out a good one for us. I am certain of that. The middle of this race, Siegel in front of Danielson for Waterline Racing. That's going to be a unit to watch here in this race and see how they position themselves. Seeing 3 to go. Thank you again for joining us here. This is our Saturday night 4th and final session of the Marymoor Grand Prix, a special weekend of the fastest racing in the Pacific Northwest. If you're here in the park, you're helping make this a lot of fun for us and our riders. It's nothing like having a live audience join us for these events. If you're out there on YouTube, thanks for tuning in and joining the live stream. Don't be shy, say hello, call out a racer, have a little bit of fun, ask a question if you'd like. You gotta just hit the subscribe button before you can jump into the chat. Do that, hit the thumbs up, share the video with friends and family, let them know you're enjoying the GP being broadcast to you from Redmond, Washington, here in Marymoor Park. Things getting really underway now as the pacer is now left from the track. Brewer still at the front, the rider for Cheney Windows and Doors leading out the sprint so far. Here comes the move from Alexander Brewer all the way from the back. The rider in the orange helmet taking over the front. Here comes 1 to go. Big attack here from number 78. He's going to try to lead the lap now. Here comes, looks like Danielson trying to take over next. Number 64 in the blue for Waterline. Vandervliet for Flying Gorilla Academy now getting up to speed. The rider taking over the front, that's going to be Vandervliet on a big turn. Siegel's trying to pursue him down, but I think Vandervliet's riding away with this one. A nice finish for Flying Gorilla Academy. Vandervliet will look good in our minor final here tonight. And here it is, the podium race, the 1 through 6 coming up here in just a moment. The Elite Men Keirin major final presented by Greg Cycles about ready to come up onto the track. The race for 1st through 6th place in all the podium places. You're going to want to stay up and ready to watch this one. Out in lane 6, getting clipped in right now in the black and white for Jubilee Cycle, number 50, Tyler Davies. Next door, number 89, getting clipped in and ready to go as well, Louis Bonilla. In lane 4 for Waterline Racing, number 41, Wyatt Paul for the Cheney Doors and Windows team. And number 47, Mateo Morasis. Also for Waterline Racing, number 109, Corey Jamieson. And down in lane 1 for Star Trek Racing, Noah Mandow. Your major final about ready to get underway here in the Keirin for the Elite Men. Find your place around the velodrome. Keep your eyes open on this one. It's going to be fun to watch. It might start on the slow side. It's going to get real fast here very quick. Pacer on their way. Pacer getting the signal and on their way. Pacer onto the home straight now. Riders, ready. And here we go, 4 laps. What looks like a fairly undramatic moment here. Some of our absolute fastest competitors of the weekend, all top 4 in our sprint tournament from yesterday, are here in this group of 6 riders. You add to the mix Corey Jamieson for Waterline Racing, not part of that sprint tournament top 4, but putting out incredible results so far here in the Keirin. And if I remember my numbers correctly from the Elite Men Nationals just a week ago. Bronze in the Keirin, so a top 3 finish for him at Elite Nats. Certainly going to be a rider to watch, that rider in second position, to see how he races tonight. Also, Louis Bonilla with some great racing in the sprints yesterday, not in part of that top 4, but today looking really good in the Keirin. It was rider 89. The other 4, if you were tuned in for the sprint tournament yesterday, you would have seen all of them as they made up the races for first, second, third, and fourth. Your winner, Wyatt Paul, currently in 4th position in this lineup, the rider for Waterline Racing in blue with the silver helmet, 4th in that lineup. Wyatt Paul, your champ from yesterday's Elite Men Sprint Tournament. No question he's going to be good here. He's also a gold medalist in the kilo, and that's a good conversion when it comes to the Keirin. That's the type of speed that you need sometimes. Some of those longer efforts can really do well here. The Argentinian national champ in 3rd spot in the sprints. Maybe not a true Keirin rider, but again, top speed has been his game all along. He's going to see what he can do and what damage he can play from 3rd position. This is it now. We're into the 1.5 to go mark. Things are about to get quite heated here. Around onto the home straight we go. First rider across the line, your champ in the Keirin. The bell's ringing. It's 1 to go. Make some noise, home crowd. Let's hear ya. Noah Mando leading things out, number 72 for Star Trek on the front of the race. Going into turn 1. Waterline Racing all lined up right here. Wyatt Paul trying to get into position. Here comes the move now from Mateo Morasis. Mandel still from the front trying to hold this thing down. Waterline Racing trying to come in on the over Star Trek, but Star Trek so fast from the front. The youth from the East Coast. Can he be beat? Mandel still holding on. Waterline Racing trying to get to it. Mandel for Star Trek will take it, number 72. Corey Jamieson was on the hunt. Your Elite Nationals bronze medalist almost able to get there, but Noah Mandel maybe didn't see the result he wanted yesterday out of the Elite Men sprints. But today, he works all the way here into the Keirin from the front. He wins it on a powerful 400-meter effort that no one in this strong group could come around. Put your hands together one more time. Star Trek Racing wants to hear it. Mandau, your champ today in the Keirin.
That's right. It's the Marrymore Crawl.
It's the Marrymore Crawl. Open for all competitors that would like to join. Mandel is required to join. No rest for you. You got to get up here and do another one. The Marrymore Crawl, we were just reminding ourselves this morning, it does count for some sprint omnium points. Don't forget. Also, special cash prize this weekend to win the Marrymore Crawl. It's $150 on the line, is it not?
Yes, there's some volume. Yes, it is 150 to win, 100 for second, and 50 for third. And yes, there's some very valuable sprint omnium points, like enough that it makes a difference.
Always good to see. If you've not seen the crawl before, you're going to see the slowest lap of the evening here, with our riders being forced to stay behind the finish line on their bikes, using a track stand to just keep themselves in place until the bell rings. They don't get to know how long they're going to be waiting for either. If they put a foot down, come off the racing surface, try to lean on somebody, use a hand, they're out, they're done. Only allowed to keep the bike still or moving forward. Once the bell rings, it's a 1-lap sprint, an all-out effort around the track to see who can get across the line first. 3 points in the sprint omnium on the line, plus $150 cash to win tonight's crawl. Last call here for anybody who'd like to jump in. We have a few more that are making their way up. We had a big crowd yesterday for the crawl. It was a lot of racers taking up a lot of the track. And it looks like we're going to have another good one here as there's still more people assembling themselves for this race. About as big as our elimination race was. Looks like it'll be about 30 athletes so far in the group, including some of our riders that just finished that major final, hopping right back up for the crawl. Because you know what? There are some sprint omnium points. They're like, I gotta do it. The tricky part is all that effort and energy needed to go nowhere fast. It's gonna be quite taxing, I think, right after finishing another race just a moment ago. Looks like we're trying to get maybe one more up there. Good chance to stretch out your legs, maybe take a jaunt around here in the park if you haven't had the chance to do so. If you're here with us, of course, you get the good benefit of the beverage garden. Our food truck's ready to serve you for the evening. Still plenty more great racing to go. After the crawl, we're going to get back into some more mass start races. The Elite Women Elimination race presented by John Duggan Cycling Attorney is coming up after the crawl, followed by the Elite Men 10-mile scratch race presented by our friends at Sound Transit. Looking forward to that one as well. Lots of good stuff here coming up. The crawl almost set and ready to go.
I mean, I think that whole Keirin final is in this race, so kudos to them.
Yeah, stop giving him rest. Let's go.
10-minute rest. What's that?
Yeah, right, just sitting right here the whole time.
All right, roll off back there in the back.
Time to go. Time to go. Stop hanging on the rail. There we go. JC Piles making some sort of a GoFundMe effort out of this race. It's as he is like to do. He's first up here and then has to track stand forever. Here they come, the parade of the slowest lap ever.
Yep, man down in the back, man down.
Oh no.
It's all good, especially when you're like strapped into your pedals. It's more dramatic.
Pile up pretty quickly after picking up some cash. Oh, that's a hand on the rail. Volchek done in the event as well. Here comes Daniel Brewer all the way to the front. Oh, there's another rider passing into the line. Okay, goodbye. They're just kind of cruising. They're just showing off their equipment. This is like, look at my pretty bike, and then I'm out. Who are you going to annoy back there, Amara?
I got the winner of yesterday's crawl.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis, how are we doing back here?
I'm a little tired from the Keirin, but I'm here.
It's just a warm-up for the more important race, right?
Yes, of course. Junior Nats in less than 2 weeks.
I was speaking of the crawl.
Oh.
But, yes, and at the crawl, or at Junior Nats, we do have a crawl championship. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I will be competing.
And it comes with a jersey, too, a special jersey, but it's pretty sweet.
Nice. Thank you for telling me, Amar.
All right, I'll let you go.
Thank you for telling me, Amara. Now go away.
Please go away.
I've seen the jersey. It's pretty cool. It's
like
very unique. I love it.
Turtle and rockets and
Yeah,
an eagle.
it's
pretty
very
fabulous.
spoofy America, but also very fun. Sprockets on there. It's a good time.
Oh my goodness, look at this. I have Noah. He just won the Keirin.
He did. I saw
Noah,
that.
how are you doing?
All right.
Are we a little tired?
I'm very tired.
There's sweat dripping from his nose over here. Oh, there's some money up there. If you want to nab some money, go for it. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
Yeah. Oh,
Waterman dancing on the line right here. He's going to cross it. No bell yet. Here comes Morassus as well. Getting so close to the line. You got to keep upright on the bike. Look at 109. Corey Jamieson looking very still in that standing position. Look at this. Kimberly Chen also able to keep the bike very still here. Oh, Mandow getting so close now. Dripping sweat. Trying to get oxygen back in the system. Corey Jamieson, number 109, looking very still. Another rider from that Keirin major final that just got wrapped up. Luis Bonilla also coming up a little closer. It's a bunched up group here. Oh, still no bell. He does have his hand kind of close to it, though. It might ring any second. I don't know.
Kimberly is going up the track.
Yeah,
at
almost.
This point.
Almost. Yeah, I mean, it's subjective.
She's holding it though. Look at
Yeah.
that.
There's not a lot of movement. Oh, Mando has to put the foot down.
All right, get out,
no.
Get out safely before they ring that bell.
He's going to hustle down. There we go.
There we go, there we go.
Lingwood down in the sprinter's lane, starting to move up a little bit here. Ooh. Oh, Newman's just going to roll away. So is Magidson. The two more will exit. Down to 6. Chen. You're almost
Just
coming
love.
right at me here.
I like the hop method. Look
The
at
hop
Wes.
is pretty good. Yeah,
Wes
Wes
is
is.
just hopping.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh
there
my
we go.
goodness!
Oh, Chen. You were pointing the wrong way for a race here. Here we go. Is it gonna be a winner back to back for Luis Bonilla? I think he's gonna pick up 2 in a row. Oh my goodness. He's trying to get practice for that jersey. You just gave him extra motivation. Luis Bonilla, your 2-time crawl champion. And puts in the bike throw as well. Quinn Kennedy, I think, second across the line there. They got to be happy with that one. Oh, what a great finish for Luis Bonilla. Not just the one-time, but two-time champ in the crawl this weekend. Oh, man, that's, of course, the race that was derived right here at this velodrome a number of years ago. It's been our local favorite for a long time. Put your hands up. Make some noise. Luis Bonilla, your Marrymore crawl specialist. Putting together the fast lap. Coming to the rail now, the Elite Women Elimination Race presented by John Douglas, Tuggan Cycling Attorney, about ready to start. Another exciting elimination upcoming here. Our elite women lining up on the rail. We'll get them started into the neutral here in just a moment. "22 riders at the rail. The elimination on its way. Currently in the neutral, we'll start them out of turn 4. One rider each lap gets pulled. You saw what it looked like just a bit ago with that big Masters and Cat 3 men field. 31 riders in that group. Still a large group here, 22 in our elite women field this evening. Currently in the neutral, we'll get them started out of turn 4, and we'll see the action unfold here and see who can find their way to the top of this very talented and speedy elite women field. Whistles blown, racing underway, eliminations starting now, next time around the track. Last rider pulled from the contest. Charlotte Westover, one of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders, all the way there at the back with the orange bike. I think she's got enough kick to try to contest and move up a bit. Now Linda Lingwood, Team Mama Bears, one of our Portland riders, at the back trying to figure out where she can slot in here. Already knows it's coming. Number 20, Lingwood, Linda Lingwood. Two juniors at the back of this field. It's still Westover, now Gilchrist right alongside her. Charlotte Westover going to go down to that sprinter's lane. There's a lot of track room to move there. That feels pretty comfy, I bet, down in that slipstream of the field. Gilchrist fighting for another lap here at the back. 5, Gilchrist. Things now bunching up a bit more. It was pretty strung out just a lap back. Now it's looking a little bit more familiar formation here in the elimination, being led currently by Jenna Lingwood at the front of this group. Jacqueline Wunrow, 26. A couple familiar names starting to move up towards the front, looking to set the pace. I see Diane Snoblin and Kimberly Chen also moving up in there. Erica Reeser, that rider in the yellow jersey, going to try and figure in this race by setting the tempo here at the front as well. Keep yourself safe in the first half of the race by doing the work to keep the race going. We put our eyes to the back again to see how this is going to go. Looking not good here for the Jerry Baker Jr. Number 11, Westover. Eva Lynn for Eclipse Racing in the very colorful jersey up there towards the rail. Not liking to be so far back, starts to push way forward, leaving one rider off and alone in the back to try to recover and find a spot to slot in ahead of the elimination. Ruud Tomko also popping out the back there for a moment. That's the junior with the pink helmet. They all looked safe as they move around the top. Ooh, it's going to be somewhere down the middle. Torrey Park, 6. Oh, nowhere to go for Breakfast Racing Team now. Henrietta Watts, number 10. Winthrop now, the GVVA race team, kind of found the back of the group and did not like that. You can see that racer in the gray with the blue all the way along the top and all the way to the front. As soon as she found the back, she said, nope, I'm gonna go right up and lead this race. Nowhere near the elimination now. Let's see who is gonna be left out this time. Another Portland rider, Hillary Luther at the back, kind of working against a couple more riders. The rider in pink, number 9, Luther. The blue rider down there, number 3, Kelly Donleen, is going to have to figure something out here as the rest of the field is going up and around and away from her. And she'll do just that. She'll back up, come up track a little bit, up and out of the saddle, try to reaccelerate, reposition. That's not where she wants to be. As Darlene tries to bring it up into gear here a bit more, up along the top of the group. Will it be enough? It will not. Number 3, Darlene. Identified the problem, just couldn't quite get the legs up on top of the bike fast enough to reposition and hold on for another. It's Diane Snoblin sitting in the sprinter's lane at the front of the field right now. Winthrop on her flank to the right behind Lingwood, still near the front of this race. I believe that's Found Cycling Guild's Alexi Snover in a tough spot down in the lower part of the track. Might be able to, okay though, as it's going to flatten out a little bit for her. Emmy Savard, number 2. As Snover finds just enough room above Savard, she kind of sneaks in, and it goes down to the sprinter's lane on a pretty close one there. Looks to me to be 13 riders out there right now. We're getting close to top 10. More importantly, still a ways off from those podium positions. Riders continue to work against each other lap after lap. Snover's still in a tough position down low, but she's going to find space. It's going to lean out Reeser at the bottom, maybe. 19, Reeser. Erica Reeser in the yellow there, that time down the sprinter's lane again. No surprise at the bottom of the track. That's a pretty dangerous place to be sometimes. And it works against Reeser on this lap. Lingwood backing all the way off here to try to reposition on the back of this group. That's that rider in the orange and blue, up and out of the saddle, having to reaccelerate over the top. It's going to put Eva Lynn for Eclipse Racing at the back of the field now, and nowhere to go. Already starting to pull off the pace a bit. 18. Eva Lynn. Number 13 is Alexi Snover for Found Cycling Guild off the front, driving this tempo big time. Look at this, another single file formation elimination race. What's going on here? This leaves a group of 4 under the Stanley sign altogether. That's where the elimination is going to come from. Looks like Tomko is at the back of this group following the line of Tendo Mukahana, the rider for Triple Shot in green, coming up alongside. And our rider in white and blue is already starting to feel the pressure. Number 27, Jordan Ellison. This back group of 3 is just playing a game of survival now as they've lost the pace of the leaders. They're going to slowly be whittled down, and they're not really chasing. It's Tendo in the sprinter's lane up working against Ruud Tomko. And they're both going to get another lap, it looks like, as well as the rider for Shadow Cycling in all black. Falls off the pace a little bit of our group of three. Number 15. 15 getting the call. We have a group of four coming on the home straight. That's the lead of the race right now. And this is just four riders separating themselves from the rest of this group. Snowblin, number 22. Number 13 is Lexi Stover. Kimberly Chen, number 14. Jenna Lingwood, number 7. Here's her chase of 3. The next group on the track. And an elimination will come from these two. Two of our younger competitors here today. It's Tendo on this lap. Eventually, Rue Tomko in this tough spot. They're still proud to have beat the other two in that field. Made it a race for themselves nonetheless. But eventually will be Rue. We come back here to see what's going on with the bridging group over here in turns 3 and 4. Winthrop, the rider in teal and gray, just now coming out of the home straights, putting in some nice effort here to try to get a little closer to the leaders and separate herself from the rest of this chase group. This looks like Jennifer Girth, number 28. And number 24, Eleanor Roberts, getting dropped here by Linthrop's effort to try to get back up to the lead group. Tomko will get the call here shortly. Our rider for Jerry Baker Jr. is besting her little field there. That's a nice effort for them here today for the GP in the Elite Women's elimination. Winthrop's almost here to that front group. You can see she's closing in on the home straight here. If we go back to the elimination between the two riders now coming to the home straight, Girth and Roberts here one more time, and it'll be Girth this lap to survive, it looks like. Number 24, the elimination, Eleanor Roberts. Jennifer Girth now left out here on her own, on her way to an elimination and just off the podium, as the break is the top 5 already. We know that. Winthrop gets some big ground here and catches up to the front 5. The elimination still behind the leaders. The 5 leaders all safe. Girth, number 28, coming in now. And we'll get the official call for the elimination. Now we turn our eyes to this lead group of 5 as the entire race is in their hands now. Your lead 5, Lingwood on the front of the group right now. Winthrop right next door. We're behind is Alexi Snover for Found Cycling Guild. We got Diane Snowblin at the very back end of this, and on the high position, number 14 for triple shot in the green with the black helmet, Kimberly Chen. Ooh, this is looking tough for Snover. Maybe Snowblin not being able to find the room. Alexi Snover, 13, out in 5th. Winthrop makes the huge effort. That's that rider on the front in the gray and teal colored jersey for GVVA Racing. To be able to get up here in the first place, a huge effort. Can they continue to hold on for any longer here? Lingwood on the outside looking clear and away. A bit of a box for Snowblin is she fitting into, but it doesn't matter. 21, Winthrop gets overtaken and will be eliminated. Down to 3 now. They'll be hearing the bell next time around. It's Kimberly Chen for Triple Shot Cycling, the youth rider on her way to Junior Worlds. Here at the GP, throwing down in the elimination in a big way. Diane Snowblin, your speedster in 3rd place in Elite Women's Sprint, and Jenna Lingwood. Oh, the Portland rider starting to lose a little bit of tempo here. Lingwood will eventually get the number called, number 7 in 3rd today in our elimination. What you gonna do, she says. I keep trying, but it just didn't work this time. Back to the front of the race. Snowblin is on full attack mode. Chen's trying to get on the wheel. This has been a pretty long race, and both of these riders still putting out a huge effort all the way from the bell. Chen on the way. Can she get close? Snowblin, Chen, still in their effort. Chen starting to close. Snowblin, it looked like it was going to be her race, but Chen wouldn't give up. She grits her teeth and bites it. Can she get there? Chen, Snowblin. It'll be Snowblin to take it. So close was number 14 on her way. Diane Snowblin from Burnaby Velodrome Club. A rider up from British Columbia coming down again for a great weekend here. This has been another good one for Snowblin. She'll come around for one more time so we can see her. A great elimination race. The story there, the break. Seemed like Alexi Snover and a few of our riders were just not happy with the tempo. They push away a break of 4, eventually make it 5 as Winthrop makes the jump up. But who amongst them had the finish? It's this rider here from Burnaby, playing it smart in the middle of the group. Diane Snoblin, put your hands together for our champ here in the elimination for the Elite Women. And now the 10-mile scratch race presented by Sound Transit. The Elite Men coming to the rail for another exciting competition. 40 lap scratch with preems and 250 bonus bucks on the line to break a record. That'll make the total for the 10 mile. If you can break the record, 350 bucks cash coming the way of Haldy's hand-built wheels. Thanks for throwing in the extra incentive to go fast tonight for our field. Big preem cash prize, over 100 bucks in the folder here for the cash preem from the crowd last night. We also got a $50 cash preem coming the way of the velodrome. For all of you keeping track out there, the 10-mile scratch, Dylan Davies, back in 2019, not too long ago at this very event, the Vision Grand Prix that year. The group set a time of 19:54.9, just 6 seconds faster than 20 minutes is record pace. Currently in the neutral, our riders will start out of the turn 4 of the stall together. The Elite Men, 10-mile. That's 40 laps on our track. We keep it as a track record here at our velodrome. One of our fun distances that we do for the GP regularly. The Canadian Dylan Davies back in 2019. Again, that time was 19 minutes, 54.9 seconds. Sitting in the record book right now. They will get the whistle. Racing is underway. 40 to go. At 39 to go, Ludo Mex on the front there for Beat Cycling, number 57. Riders taking their turns, keeping it quick here on the opening portion of the race. Off we go in this, again, will be 40 laps of pretty good speed here. We're just gonna do the math up here. It was, again, it's a little bit faster than the 30-second lap required to be on record pace. One way we can encourage them is by putting together some preems. Plus, of course, Haldy's hand-built wheels, saying I'll throw in an extra 250 to break that record. That's a little bit more extra encouragement. Now 38 to go. Clever Martinez, number 73, a rider to watch right there at the front. He had one heck of a race last night in the points race for this group, going against Daniel Brewer of Cheney Windows and Doors. The other rider certainly to watch in a race like this of this distance. If there's anybody who's going to be able to help push this group forward towards a record pace, it's going to be those two, with the help of some of these other speedsters that are here tonight. There's Madison, local product here from our velodrome, now racing in the purple of the University of Washington. .36 to go here. John Terrell, number 129, there on the front for a moment. The rider in the black kit with the white helmet. We'll see a lot tonight, I'm guessing, with number 73. He pulls up out of the front there for another pole. Martinez, the Venezuelan cyclist. A sneaky sprinter in the field and always a smiling face in competition. He goes towards the back of the field, but again, be aware of where he is. Whenever things get quick, he's going to find a way to get to the front. I was amazed last night during the points race as he and Brewer pull away from the rest of the field. They ended up lapping the field with a lap and a half to go. And it required that when they caught, Martinez had to go all the way to the front of the field they just caught, and he nearly did it. He got 2 points in the final sprint after catching just a lap and a half before. He's a tenacious speedster in these fields. And if this group stays anything like this, even if there's a breakaway, look out for 73 to be a big factor tonight again. Here we have one of our first breaks from, I think I called him last night, I'm gonna stick by this, perhaps our more storied winner here at the GP. Portland area superstar competitor, Black Lodge cycling rider, Zach Kovalchek has won so many different events here at the GP. When I talk about grit, when I talk about bike skills, when I talk about just sort of the way that he handles himself in competition, Kovalchek is always a figure in these kinds of races, an enduro overall speedster. He's going to try to get something going here. He's encouraging speed at the front half of the field as everybody's now strung out again, holding on to the effort from the front. Ben Flom for Fell Swoop will help carry the speed a little further. And a 32 to go. We're at a new clip here. Kovalchek back on the front. He's got 4 riders joining him as the field is just within striking distance. They're going to be able to close this down pretty quickly. Here comes Mandow from Star Trek. He'll reconnect the field to the leaders. Chris Wilson for Found Cycling on the front pulls up and starts to pull off the speed, realizing that he's not working for himself anymore or that small field. He's got everybody back together again. There's Daniel Brewer, also rider to watch, number 85. Racing for the Cheney Windows and Doors cycling team. Rider down in turn 1. Track is clear, racing is continuing. Track is clear, race is underway. This is Kovalchek again. Look for this rider every time it looks slow to make something happen. Madison, one of our riders down, he hops up quickly and gets on the ground as our team is going to check in with him quickly. The other rider is Cameron Gillis, number 58. Both riders getting checked now in turn 1. Racing continues as the field relatively unimpacted and the track currently clear. We keep our eyes on the action for now as Kovalchek at the time of the incident, they're pulling away from the field a little bit, still out here. Now joined by one other at 28 to go. We'll find number 59. Sage Deleuze joining in with Kovalchek now off the front. Galen Erickson for Coalition is going to try to put in an effort here. Josh Sherfy as well. This should bring this field back into contact with the leaders. Kovalchek won't give up just yet. He's going to force them to get all the way up. Here comes Quinn Kennedy now over the front, number 45 in the all-white kit. They'll lead the effort now, and things are still quick at the front. Dylan Lawson, number 95. And the light blue colored kit with the pink socks. Makes it up towards the front there for a bit. .26 to go. Brewer on the front, number 85. Let's throw a midway incentive. How about $50 cash to lead at 25 to go? $50 cash to lead at 25 to go. $50 cash. We got a bigger preem coming up, but that's still a pretty decent payout for a single lap, especially for one of our juniors who looks like they're going to try to come up to the front for Team Epic. Gavin Newman, number 40. Ooh, big hustle here. But he's going to be going against the speedster, the Venezuelan. It's Clever Martinez. Going to challenge for the 50 and go against him, and he'll take it. Martinez, number 73. He says, come on, let's see what we can do here. Newman says, I don't know. I was just trying to get some money, dude. That was my plan. So why would I want to help you? You just took the cash away from me. The junior, he'll get on the back of this break of 5, though, who's working their way up towards the leader in the position right now, Martinez, who pulls all the way up to the rail, might be looking to join in on this. Look for him to come down track potentially and be right on the back of the lineup. At 23 to go, it's Martinez joining in with this group of now 6 riders. Daniel Brewer also up here. Kowalczyk, all the names I've been hyping on here and focusing on, they're in this little break group. That's got to put some pressure on the field. They still have enough energy here to catch. They're going to try to do so before it gets pulled apart too much. Here comes Galen Erickson, Nolan Adams pushing away from the field in pursuit, and off they go to try to close this thing down quickly. At 22 to go, it fizzles out pretty fast. There's still enough energy in that field. Your leaders now back onto the front of the field, all strung out. Clever Martinez pulls up and out of the way. A couple of other riders do the same. A little less energy right now in this stage of the race after that catch. At 21 to go, though, who's always got more to give is this rider. Daniel Brewer, number 85, will re-accelerate the race, and here comes Kowalczyk again to the front. Sage DeLuce also in the mix. The rider in blue with the black helmet joining in with this group. That's also John Terrell, number 129, in the all black with the white helmet. In this break of 4, we reach the halfway point, 5 miles in. The time check there was about 10 minutes, 15 seconds. Record pace still accomplishable. They'll have to be a little bit faster in the second half of the race than they were in the first. Seeing 19 to go. The time was 10:15 at the halfway point, roughly. Your break starting to get back together again. The work of the field doing what they need to do to keep this race all together. It's only going to be the matter of time before the leaders get swallowed up a little bit by the field. They sit up high, and here goes another rider. They're going to keep this thing quick, because that's their way to win. They're just going to keep applying pressure. In fact, we're just going to roll right off the front. Here comes another. It's still Kowalczyk trying to keep it going. And there goes Brewer again. He just taunts it just a second or two of rest. That's good. That's good enough. Right back into it we go. Brewer on the front to try to keep this group moving. Number 85, just away from the rest of this field. Kowalczyk bringing things back together again a bit here. Josh Sherfy for Coalition and Cycling now on the front. Brewer caught and brought back into the field. He'll sit up for a moment, but you know what he's going to do the next time he can. At 16 to go. Clever Martinez now on the front. A lot of rotations in this phase of the race. So far, it's been pretty quick. Again, not quite record pace as we caught at the halfway point. As a reminder, that record from Dylan Davies in 2019 set A time of 19 minutes, 54.9 seconds. Sub 20, very quick for the 10 mile, 40 laps. Kowalczyk trying his best here to keep it rolling. Black Lodge Cycling, again, this endless depth of energy from this rider, and he's going to be joined by the other rider who I would consider capable of trying to figure out how to beat that record and keep this group really rolling, is Brewer pulling off from the field. Kowalczyk and Brewer likely going to be teaming up here. Chris Wilson wants to join in from Found Cycling. A big acceleration from him out of turn 3. He'll catch here on the home straight. 3 riders in this break at 14 to go. Martinez trying to keep the group within striking distance will accelerate things nicely here into turn 1. Sage Deleuze for Waterline on the front. This quick pace, you haven't noticed it as much because there's not been a break or a group in the back, but there's been solo riders that have been falling off this speed. The group a bit smaller than they were about 5-10 laps ago. Constant tempo here, 13 laps remaining. Found Cycling on the front, pulls up. Coming on the home straight, we're going to be seeing 12 to go. We're getting awfully close here. Galen Eriksson now wants to put in an effort himself. Number 128 in the teal and white. He'll come to the front, and he encourages Brewer to come off the front as well as Deleuze. $11 to go here. Sitting up along the rail and now following the lead of number 95 is Dylan Lawson. Doesn't want the lead. He's sitting up there on the rail. The rest of the group wants to take a breather, as this has been grueling tempo for these competitors so far. They brought the speed. The field getting a bit smaller here as a result. There goes Terrell, number 129. I believe the rider in black with the white helmet, pulling away from the group. Josh Sherfy responds. Seeing 10 to go. Sherfy comes all the way to the front now, number 108. The time was 15 minutes, 18 seconds with 10 to go. They still remain back by about 20 seconds on record tempo. Kowalczyk kind of just dangling out the front. Here comes Clever Martinez. He's looking over the shoulder, saying what the heck's going on at 9 to go. Not a lot of response yet. Here comes Brewer. Off goes Martinez on a very big attack here. He's going to try to put some big separation from this hurting field, but he does get a good group of riders to join him. Brewer, Deleuze, the first 2 in that group on their way to catch. And no surprise that we see these riders making their way to the front. There's Kowalczyk, number 53, also in that group. And Galen Eriksson make a break of 5. Quinn Kennedy, number 45, back here for the field in the all-white, trying to do some work to get this a bit closer. And despite their best efforts, though, you can see this lead group has pulled away significantly. 7 to go. Will this lead group stick? This is quite the move. Martinez decides it's time to really unload some speed. You saw the acceleration there as quickly as he pulled away from the field, and that caused a scramble from these riders to try to match and get up to him quickly. It was Brewer that brings with him 3. And the result now is this break of 5 riders, including those 2 top riders I said we have to keep our eyes on. They're going to be the movers and shakers in this race. No surprise here between the rest of this field who can make the break with them. The speedsters of Kowalczyk, Eriksson, and of course Deleuze. Here comes an effort from some of the riders out of the field. Things are getting spread out here as a couple are trying to make their way up. We see Josh Sherfy and Ludo Max. Is that I believe Max Haggard, if I'm not mistaken, trying to also make the bridge from Waterline Racing. They're on their way. They've gotten some ground caught up here, but they still have ways to go to these leaders who are looking very well coordinated at 5 to go. From the looks of it, though, our chasing effort here over in turn 1, they're losing a little bit of steam. Haggard's still on his way, trying to get up there a bit closer. It's just one rider, a couple in the bridging effort, and then the rest of this field is dragged out. But let's give some incentive and extra help to the leaders. The crowd preem, over $100 to lead the lap. Over $100 to the leader of the lap. Who wants the crowd preem? Who wants the crowd preem? Over $100 to lead on the lap. Here's the question, who wants the cash right now that's gonna burn a match ahead of the finish? There's a lot of cash on the line to win still. Oh, no way, the Venezuelans got this absolutely in control. Clever Martinez makes the long journey to the GP. He'll collect on the cash here from the crowd from yesterday. $115 some in the way of the Venezuelan leading out this explosive attack that creates the break. He still has another jump in him to pick up the cash, and he has the confidence to do that. So close to the finish. They'll be seeing 2 to go. Martinez, you gotta imagine with the speed he still has, he probably has another acceleration still in there. He didn't have to go all out against anybody to pick up the cash a moment ago. They kind of let him have it. Does anybody else in this group have the kick to challenge Martinez? Is the speed gonna come early? It might have to be the way they do it at 2 to go. Deleuze going up high. Here goes Martinez out of the group. Excuse me, Zach Volchek out of the group. Coming to the front. It's still Haggard over here coming out of turn 2 for Waterline Racing. That's a solo break from the field trying to get up to this group in the bridging effort. But we'll go back to the lead group as they're now about to get the bell. 1 to go in the 10 mile. Who's taking it home? Your podium group is right here. Sorting out top 5 positions. Brewer leading out the effort now. Right on his wheel, Galen Erickson, Zach Volchek, and look out for Clever Martinez. He's been putting a smile on everybody's face all weekend. He's going to put one more smile on his face if he can get up to the front. Here comes Kowalczyk to try to challenge. From the front, it's Brewer. Can he get there? Anybody can come around Brewer? Kowalczyk's got one. Kowalczyk found it. Black Lodge Cycling always finds a way to win. Kowalczyk. He didn't go for the big cash. He wanted the win today. Almost Brewer getting that one from the front, but Kowalczyk sits patiently, makes the jump out of turn 4, and closes in on a big win here in the 10-mile scratch. Martinez will end up, I believe, in 3rd overall after all said and done. Still up on the podium. Brewer so close. Black Lodge Cycling, year after year. He's going to get something here at the GP. He finds the 10-mile scratch. Zach Kowalczyk, your champion. An exciting finish here for our 10-mile scratch. And now we continue the excitement. We move right on into the Masters Cat 3-man scratch race presented by Experience Redmond. 20 laps on the cards. We're going to get this thing started here soon. After this, the Elite Women and their points race. And the closing event tonight, of course, will be the Elite Men's Madison points race to close out tonight's racing program. "20 laps of racing upcoming soon. We'll start them out of turn 4 after the neutral. Your Masters Cat 3 men 20 lap scratch race presented by Experience Redmond. A couple more good ones here tonight. The Marymoor Grand Prix delivering great excitement, fantastic finishes, wonderful racing here in the fastest speeds you'll see on two wheels in the Pacific Northwest once again here in 2024. It's been a joy to be up here on the microphone for all of you here for a couple days in a row. If you're out there on YouTube and tuned in, you must be liking what we're doing. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, come onto the chat and say hello. We love to hear from you. Your racing just about to be underway. Whistle racing has started. 20 laps to go in the scratch race. We'd like to shout out a special thank you to some of our sponsors here, and missing my opportunity to give the shout out to our friends at Sound Transit, bringing us that last exciting finish. Speaking of exciting, you can see over there in turn 4, the excitement is building. Windscreen, as so many things and so many projects from Sound Transit are coming our way. Sound Transit supports people, the planet, and prosperity by providing affordable, environmentally friendly public transit, connects residents to where they live, work, and play. March 16th next year is the opening date for the entire East Side Rail. Excitement is building. Thank you to Sound Transit for your support here in 2024 and beyond with the Velodrome. Racing just now getting underway here for this one. Of course, 20 laps on the cards for this group. The Masters have put up some great racing this weekend. The Cat 3 men in this field. Some excitement earlier today from their sprints. Now we get to this 20-lap contest, the scratch race. First rider across the line after 20 will be your winner. They're seeing 18 to go now. Now it's David Miller at the front for just a second, pulls up. Things are looking pretty quick here at the front as now we're going to stretch this thing out. I believe that's Mursky, number 97, if I'm not mistaken, in black, pulling up down, number 97. $17 to go. One of our locals there, Mike Westover, number 101. Talk Time Northwest race team takes over at the front here. A weekly competitor in our Cat 3 field here for Friday nights. Trying to make some space for himself off the front here. And looks like he's got a couple riders that are willing to join in. Stan Douglas, Flow Cycling Factory, pardon me, Miles Morales, I believe is the official name for that one. Is that correct? I think that's the one. I think that's the correct version of Spider-Man tonight. Number 90, off and away, joining in on the speed here. Westover overtaken by a couple. I think those are the flashy wheels of Alex Huey, if I'm not mistaken. Number 121. Pulling well away from these breakaway riders. Look at the speed here for, I believe again, it's Alex moving away from this group, seeing 15 to go. Big break here. Still cruising, looking very smooth. Lots of laps still to go. Andrew Martin, we saw what he was capable of back in the elimination for this group. Your winner for the elimination there near the front of the field, pulls all the way up to the top. That's the rider with the white jersey. He's got those color stripes going through there for 10-Speed Hero. Black helmet. Number 67 is going to be someone to continue to watch here in this Cat 3 field, Cat 3 Masters field, pardon me. I believe that's Tom Herrick for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s on the front. Here comes, I believe, Hampson for Team Epic. Also trying to put in an effort away from the field and maybe get a little bit closer to your leader. Indeed, that is Hampson, number 126. Catching pretty quickly onto Alex's position. He brings with him Herrick, two riders making the fast front here, maybe faster if Alex wants to join in. He looks like he's showing that he wants to stay at this speed. Hampson will slow down, allow this to come together. He's looking for this to be a group. But they're pretty tired now. They're all going to sit at the blue line. Maybe a bit much. We'll see if they want to pick it up again here. 13 to go. And they're going to let the field catch at this point. The juniors just wanting to stop Alex from getting away any further, it looks like. Another Team Epic coming to the front for a moment. taking up the whole track in turn 4. This big group here at 12 to go. Sam Karp, 124, pulling away a little bit here. Encouraging another move here. There's another rider pushing away from the group. We were continuing to see in this scratch race a group of 2 or 3 looking for opportunities to get away from the group. Another push away from the field. At 11 to go, Hans Wolfelholz has started an effort of his own here, number 83. Sam Karp, there's David Miller, number 75. That's 2 of our riders coming down from British Columbia, joining up with one of our local coalition cycling riders. Wolfelholz doesn't like the move up. He wants to stay engaged, so he's going to get up and around Karp and get back into the sprinter's lane. He's looking to keep it fast here at 10 to go. The halfway point. Peter Snoblin for Aerotech Racing, number 103, jumping up there. That's Meathoff for the Monster Racing team, the rider in green. Also coming to the front here is now Carl Hofer. Lots of rotations at the front as there's a lot of energy to get near the front of this race. Keep it fast. Keep things lined up neatly as riders are having to work hard to catch these efforts on the front of the group. They saw 9 to go, sitting at above the blue line the entire field. Without a throw out a thank you to our sponsor for this race, Experience Redmond, teaming up with us again this year, helping us a lot with our travel needs and helping our out-of-towners get hooked up with good deals with our great local hotels. Experience Redmond says if you're traveling, Experience Redmond hopes that you are enjoying the beautiful city of Redmond. Make sure you check out all the wonderful food options in beautiful city and come back soon. Check out more about our good friends in the city of Redmond at their website, redmond.gov. Thank you again to Experience Redmond for supporting our riders and our beautiful city here and helping bring racing to us this year. Sponsor for this current race on the track. This is David Miller for Red Truck, starting to push things at the front. He's got that pink jersey on with the white helmet. Another pink jersey right behind him from Dyno Racing. That's number 70, Jamie Park, near the front of this group. Slowing up a little bit again here as our riders have bunched up over the last couple laps quite a bit. Westover in the green will sneak up to the front one more time. Westover, 6 to go, pulling away from the field just a bit here. Flom ready to go catch. As well as Snoblin trying to move off the front here, but Flom on the attack. Goes for the catch and keeps on going. This is a rider that likes to try just about every year to do an hour record attempt, as he enjoys these longer kind of distance efforts, this Flom. So if he's gonna win a scratch race, he knows that it often takes these kinds of rides where he has to pull away from the field, get up to speed and maintain a tempo that's difficult for other riders to match. So he's gonna give it a go here. See if he can get some distance between himself and the rest of this field. So far, looking okay. He's got a decent gap here on the back straight. Still definitely within striking distance of some of the faster finishers in the group. Looking smooth still. And not a lot of laps left to go. He's in the final mile of the race, seeing 4 to go. Fell Swoop Racing getting a little bit more room here. The field not in super catch mode right yet. Here comes Hampson. He was not happy to see a leader off the front earlier in this race and did a lot of work to close it down. He's going to do enough here to get things started. Jordan Green now at the front, keeping it pretty quick, and they've closed down about 10, 15, maybe 20 meters of that gap. Looking like Flom's still in an okay spot here at 3 to go. Is he going to be just driving it? At this point, I feel like he's got to just stay and totally invested in this effort of his. You can't give up now. So much energy spent on this. He has to stay committed to the mission. He's opening up a little bit of time here again. Fell Swoop Racing. Oh, this is going to be tough. He's in that zone now where things are starting to hurt, but he's got to keep going. He's in that position. Give him some help here, folks. 2 to go. Ben Flom. He's got a gap again. The field giving him room. Number 80. Can he win it this way? The field, they think they've got the power to catch. They've got the speedsters. They've got the numbers. They've got the advantage. They're just watching Flom. They've opened it up again. It's a pretty big gap, bigger than the last lap again here. Westover's not in chasing mode. Flom coming into turn 4. He's going to get the bell. Look at the gap. Give him some help. He needs to get to the finish line before that field gets up to him. Ben Flom, 1 to go. 1 to go. Here they come, folks. Jamie Park, number 70. On the way, Meathoff for Bouncer Racing, joining in on this one. Here it goes, all lined up. Oh, Ben Flom, I don't know. I don't think so. It's not going to be enough. Here they come into turn 3. The catch on its way. Here it comes. Who do you think's going to come to the front, everybody? Say it with me. Andrew Martin coming all the way from the back of the group. Number 67 again. Cannot be stopped in this crew tonight. He's got great top speed. He's so smooth in his movement through the field. Positioned perfectly as the group gets up to acceleration. Flom with a great ride. Let's not deny, Fell Swoop did the right play for himself there, number 80. It just didn't have quite enough power here in the motor tonight to stay away from that field, especially when Andrew Martin got on top of the bike. Oh my goodness. The race was all said and done for number 67 again, who's making it look pretty good here in the Masters Cat 3 men here tonight. Martin, number 67, coming around again. One more time, Andrew Martin, let's hear it. You're champion tonight's 20-lap scratch race. A fantastic finish out of the field, a smooth and speedy sprint. Elite Women Points Race, presented by Vision Tech. To the rail. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful evening. What a gorgeous weekend we've had, and we're going to be ending with this beautiful sunset here. What a great night of racing we've had. 2 more events on our program tonight. We're going to be going out for 40 laps with our elite women here on this points race. The elite men come back for a Madison points race. 60 laps in that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the team up race with the hand exchanges. You're not going to want to miss that one if you're here still cheering on the riders. That'll be a fun conclusion here to the GP. Points racing just about ready to get started. Food truck still here, beverage garden open. The party's still hopping here for our Saturday night Marymoor Grand Prix, elite women. Out into the neutral. We'll get them started out of turn 4. New to points racing, well, the points go like this. It goes 5 on every sprint. It goes 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the first 4 riders across the line. You'll know when it's a sprint lap when the bell is ringing. That's letting you know that the next time riders come across, we're going to give those points to the first 4. 5, 3, 2, and 1 in that order. On the final sprint at the end of the race, at 1 to go, the last bell will ring, and then they come across the line. It will be double points, 10, 6, 4, and 2 on the final lap. All ties broken by position on that final sprint. Riders about ready to get their whistle here, and racing soon to be underway for the elite women. And off we go, 40 laps. First bell at 36 to go. And with that, we'd like to put out a quick thank you again to our sponsor for this race, Vision Tech USA. Since its birth in Kona in the 90s, Vision has been synonymous with a non-expense, spared assault on wind resistance. Vision is the brand to beat, leading the way in time trials and triathlon by creating slippery fast aero products with proper fit adjustment that allow the rider to push their limits in race conditions. They continually refine, test, and innovate in the quest for speed with industry-leading products throughout their range. Thank you to Vision Tech USA once again for supporting us in the GP and at the Velodrome in 2024, and our sponsor here for the elite women in this race. First opportunity for top speed going to come when the bell's ringing at 36 to go. We'll see where our riders begin to pick up some points in this first opportunity in just a few more laps. .37 to go. Bell next time. Lexi Snover, number 13, comes to the front along the blue line here. Lothrop down in the sprinters lane. Number 21 at the front of the group. Everybody in an effective tie with 0 points before this first sprint upcoming. Missing a couple comments back from the live stream. Zach Volchek getting the call out from some of our spectators out there enjoying what was an incredible finish in that Elite Men scratch. Well-timed final effort indeed. It'll be fun to go back and rewatch that finish as Zach playing it really smart. No effort spent unnecessarily and finishing it in style. Bell underway. We got ourselves a sprint for points here. Snover off the front for Found Cycling. There's Jenna Lingwood, the rider in orange and blue, looking for her first points. Snover 5, Lingwood 3, Reeser 2, and Tomko 1. Four riders away from the group. One of them without any points is Chen, number 14. Gets into this break with 3 more. It was number 13, the rider in green, in second position with that red bike. Picked up 5 in the first sprint. Is currently going to be your race leader in the points. Break of 4 will hold here. We got a bridging group of 3. That's Tori Park on the front of that group now. It's Darlene in the midst here. Snowblin, number 22, wearing the colors of Canada in this one. I'm assuming a champion for points racing for her country. To bring out the Canadian colors on this particular race is Snowblin, number 22. Helps bring things back together again, and most of the field will follow on the heels of that bridging effort, and all together we are under turn 3 with just a few riders off pace trying to get back into it. Bell's ringing for more points at 31 to go. One-year points getters in the first sprint. Lingwood riding nice and high there above the line. Comes way down to the blue line again, number 7. trying to stay near the front and looking for an opportunity for more points. Chen, here comes the rider from Triple Shot Cycling, who had not found points in the first one, is going to want to get them here. Lingwood will follow Snoblin. We got a break of 3 away from the rest of the field. It's Chen, Snoblin, and Lingwood looking for points now. All but guaranteed, it's just the order that matters now. Can Snoblin come up for 5, or will it be Chen? It'll be Snoblin, Chen, Lingwood, Luther. That's 3 points for Lingwood in the first sprint, 2 in the second. Should be good for 5. Should be a couple riders with 5 points actually at this stage now. A couple of ties across the group, but we're going to go confirm on the finishing camera there to make sure we get the order right before updating the points. We'll be coming here in just a moment. I don't know what Andy Baker's doing down here with the big board. It looks fancy though. You're doing some math, some logistics. Oh, nice. Getting the Rail Talk ready. If you've been a fan on YouTube and you've been noticing our posting of the Rail Talk weekly talk show following racing, we are going to be doing some talking about the GP later tonight. You can look for that to get posted over the next couple of days. Rail Talk, and this new fun edition on our YouTube. You can find it by looking for us online. Search Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome or JBV, the name of the channel efficiently. So JBMV, our channel on YouTube. You can find Rail Talk along with all of our previous racing efforts here. All the great stuff we've been broadcasting, our weekly racing series, Friday nights, all of our special racing, and more. Next time around, the bell's ringing. We'll see where the points stand right now, and it was, as I predicted, several riders with 5 points between Snover, Lingwood, and Snoblin, all tied at the top with 5 each. Chen with 3, Reeser with 2, both Tomko and Luther with 1 each. The riders off the back allowed a little bit of time here. They found their way back forward into this group. The field reassembling itself in the aftermath of the previous sprint. And our next bell ringing, 26 to go. 3 riders all tied with 5 apiece. Here comes a rider looking for her first, number 24. Eleanor Roberts moves to the front. Here comes Snover and Reeser over the top. Snoblin will follow along. Many of your riders with points now in this one. Snover, very powerful move. Look at this, dropping the field here a bit. No one able to match that acceleration. Number 13, well on their way for 5 points. Chen for 3, Snoblin 2, barely over Torrey Park, who'll find 1 there. Number 13 will not sit up. This is a good move. Try to drop the hammer one more time here. This might be it. This might cause some separation that'll stay around for a while. We'll see. Snover will be joined by Torrey Park here in a moment. And here comes Lothrop and potentially Kimberly Chen as well. Hillary Luther, the rider in pink, about to join in. Number 9 is. Here comes Snoblin, number 22. Evelyn, number 18. And that is a lot of riders up front, says Lingwood. Number 7 brings things back together. Your leader after that sprint, Alexi Snover, with 10 points now. Diane Snoblin in second with 7. Kimberly Chen in third with 6. Lingwood in fourth with 5. Reeser in fifth with 2. Myself, Tomko, Luther, and Park all with 1 point. 22 to go. Your race leader on the front, number 13, with 10 points. Being a big instigator here tonight. Saw what she was capable of when it came to top speed in that last sprint. Completely separated herself from the rest of the group in impressive fashion. More points this lap. Bells ringing. Points this lap. Above the blue line, Tori Park gets one lined up here. Kimberly Chen will follow her, though. And here you've got a good, strong group of 5. Many of your leaders in this group. Lingwood with a big turn of speed. Chen finds a way out from getting boxed in underneath. Snoblin will jump out as well. It's Chen, Lingwood, Snoblin, still in that order. Chen for 5, Snoblin 3, Lingwood 2, and I think Lexi Snover barely picks up 1, just over Tori. We'll check and make sure. That was close with a single point. $19 to go. Up next, the Elite Men Madison points race presented by Argon 18. Our final race of the night coming up after this. It was Snover picking up 1 point in the previous sprint. Alexi Snover picking up 1 in the previous sprint. The points totals now, Snover and Chen in a tie, both with 11. Snoblin in third with 10. After that, it's Jenna Lingwood in fourth now with 7 points. Reeser with 2 back in fifth. Tomko, Luther, and Park all with a single point. 18 to go. $70 to go. Look at this. Tori Park on the wheel of Lexi Snover. Here comes Kimberly Chen, bringing up Lothrop with her. Local product Tori Park has been improving. It feels like week on week, every time she comes out here, good results for her. It's just not necessarily every week good to see her on a Friday night during our regular racing series. Whenever she's here, this is a good kind of effort for Tori. She'll join in with Lexi Snover, who doesn't really grace the velodrome very often, this rider from the Fountain Cycling Guild, but look at the power she has and incredible endurance here in this group, the rider from Fountain Cycling. Bells ringing, your front 4 are going to be fighting over the points now. Triple shot brings number 14, Kimberly Chen, into scoring position. And Winthrop, the rider in the gray and blue kit, is racing in number 21 today. Also gets up to these leaders and is fighting over the points as they go into the Stanley sign. Here goes Snover. So strong here tonight. Another sprint from this group. Snover 5, Chen 3, Park 2. Lothrop number 21 will find 1 point there on the back of the sprint. The rest of the field out of the points, including the rider currently in third place. Snoblin is back here in the main field. There's Lingwood, also the rider in fourth place. That's the rider just kind of pushing away from the field a little bit now, number 7. As right now, up in front of her, it's going to be Park and Winthrop, these riders in this break that are further down the list. They're going to slowly start creeping their way up. Your race leader already in here. We know that she's looking strong here. The question is, Snoblin and Lingwood, are they going to be motivated to try to get back up to the leader here? Lingwood looking like she wants to at least do some work here and see if she can get a little bit closer to the lead group. Looking across the track, you see she's determined to try to close down a little bit of time here. Snoblin will now come up to join the effort. This is good for Lingwood. Doesn't have to do all the work herself as the field might be willing to do a bit more to continue carrying this tempo. Your leader, Snover, with 16, 14 points to Kimberly Chen. Diane Soblin still in third with 10. Lingwood still in fourth with 7. Park with 3. Reeser with 2. Snoblin still on the front for a moment here. Darlene not at the front for too long. She'll pull up quickly. Girth pulling up out of the way. Some quick rotations at the front. Can this group that's in turn 3 now get there? Here comes Hillary Luther. Not going to do much of a pull here. Evelyn, maybe it will do some to close this down a bit more. 12 to go. Makes room for Lingwood here back at the front again. That same determination we saw. She's now pulling away from the field. Snoblin back in the group of 5. Will not pull and bring this together. She's off the pace a little bit. So it's going to be down to Lingwood now to do this bridging effort, bringing Evelyn with her. The 2 riders trying to close in on this before the bell, or at least get up there before the end of this race. They need some more points. 11 to go. Points on the next lap. Your race leader on the lead of the lap, number 13. So powerful again for Found Cycling. Can she continue to pick up big points in these sprints? Lingwood doing everything she can. Evelyn, everything she can do to get up here. These two working together. It's starting to get so hard, and especially now that they're fully engaged in their sprint. The next hope is that maybe after they sprint here, they'll slow up for a moment and you can get your way back in here. The sprint coming around the corner. It's going to be Tori this time, finding the front. 5 for Park, 3 for Snover, 2 for Chen, and 1 for Lothrop. 10 to go. They are not slowing up. The chasing riders are just not yet in position. It's so far to go. It looks like it's just 50 meters up there, no big deal, but the speed that the leaders are going, their consistent tempo, that bridging effort's so difficult. Snoblin gets a bit of rest in the field and does jump up to the bridging group of 3, leaving back 4 riders behind her. Your leaders, 9 to go. Snover, Park, looking really comfortable here. It seems the longer the race goes, the more dangerous that Tori Park becomes. And it's the rider on the very front there I'm referring to, who's picked up 5 points in the last sprint. Snover's still your leader, the rider in green for Found Cycling, with 19 points now. Kimberly Chen in second with 16. Diane Snoblin, even though she's not up here, still in third with 10. Tori Park working her way up, has now jumped into 4th over Lingwood, pushed back to 5th place. If it stays like this, though, the top 3 will be changed up. We are going to see Snoblin pushed down out of 3rd and Lingwood possibly off the podium. It's Evelyn on the front for the group of 3 trying to chase right now down the back straight. Still Snoblin and Lingwood in this group of 3. It just feels like they cannot make any significant gains. Lap after lap, they are matching the tempo of these leaders. That's getting them no points, though. They have to close that gap at some point, and these 4 are happy to see that not happen. They're going to do everything in their power to make the catch impossible. Winthrop, number 21, you'll notice, is not finding the front of this group, and when it comes time to sprint, is happy to just take the 1 point. The rider in gray and blue just happy to be up here at the front and getting any points at all. It's improving their finishing position quite nicely here. But it appears that this is now a race between Chen, Park, and Snover at the front. And can Chen maybe, over the next 2 sprints, take over at the front? She's only 3 points behind the leader, number 14 is. Bell's ringing for points next time. The front 4 will be getting it all. There's Evelyn, number 18, getting the bell next for the chasing group of 3. Snoblin, number 22. Lingwood, 7. It's Snoblin in the Canadian colors, currently in 3rd place. That's about to change. As we now go back and look at our leaders, they're going to be picking up all the points. Snover in green on the front, looking for some more. Can Chen finally start to chip away at this? The junior's going to try here. An important lap. Snover, Chen, it's still Snover. So strong in the sprinter's lane. 5. Chen, 3. Tori Park for 2, and there's Winthrop again for 1. The gap opening up pretty big here after the sprint, even for these chasing 3. And the front will not settle down. They are going to continue on this tempo. They know this is the way to win. They're just going to keep going, not let anybody challenge them for points. Warning to rider 14 for pushing a rider off the track. Official warning to number 14 entering the lane while occupied and pushing the rider off the track. So these phases where riders can make small mistakes after so many tough laps at the front of this group. Only a few left to go. They're seeing 4 to go. These chasing riders are. The leaders will be seeing 3 shortly. Snover, 24 points. Chen, 19. Park and Snowblin now tied for 3rd with 10 apiece. Lingwood still holding on to 5th with 7. Lothrop with 3 points. Good for 6th place right now. I guess I misspoke on the laps. My apologies. Leaders will be next time around be seeing 2 to go. Onto the home straight now as they round the corner. 2 to go. We're almost there. Chen on the front. Snover, your race leader, right in the middle of the group, number 13. 2 to go. Next time around, the bell lap. On deck, our final race for the GP, the Elite Men Madison points race upcoming. The race is here and nowhere else. These 4 are getting the points. Lingwood still holding on to a top 5 spot despite being out of here. What's going to happen, though, is between Snover, Chen, and Park could still be interesting. Park with 10, Chen with 19. I don't think anybody's going to take over at the top 2 spots. It's between Chen and Snover. The bell's ringing. We're here. It's 1 to go for the Elite Women in the points race. 2 riders getting caught here. Chen on a big attack here, wants to get the big points, leaving Snover way out of it. It could be a change in the lead. Snover needs to be up here. Oh, could Park come in and sneak away with the 10, though? That wouldn't change up the order for Park, which he's going to take 10 away from Chen. Either way, Tori Park for 10 at the end, 6 for Chen, 4 for Snover. If Park lets Chen get the 10 on that final sprint, she still ends up at 3rd, but Chen would get the win, but instead she takes it for herself, still ends up in 3rd place, and gives Snover the win. An interesting outcome there in the mathematics on that final sprint. And with that, our Elite Women all wrapped up. She's not going to come back around. She's on the warm-up circle. That one hurt. Put our hands together for Snover, our winner there for Found Cycling Guild in the points race. Congratulations for Found Cycling Guild, an impressive race. Once we have this max exodus out of the way, I think we're going to let Madison teams have 5 minutes before the race starts for a little bit of open track time. Stand by. Stay put, folks. We're going to take a few minutes to allow our teams to get warmed up here. You get your chance to get introduced to our riders, take a look at who's out here today to race in the different teams. They're going to be teamed up based on the colors of their jerseys they're wearing. It's the Madison. The riders are going to be paired up in groups of 2 in what will be a points race over 60 laps here in the same format as a points race, but ridden as a team. This is the Elite Men Madison points race presented by Argon 18, coming up in about 5 minutes. Putting your order with a Jessica Unique Spites. She's got the best French fries out of a food truck around. We got delicious food here behind the grandstands. Billy's Cheesesteaks has been with us today. We've got delicious Portuguese-style donuts. Masada's out here ready to order. Of course, we got the beverage garden open, and it looks like it's a pretty popular stop right now. We'll be back in just a moment as I'll be off mic for just a bit to take a break myself. We'll get started with the racing action with the Madison here in about 4 minutes.
A new home for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is
All teams to the rail with your team partner, please. All riders up to the rail now with your team partner onto the home straight. Elite Men Madison reporting to the rail now with your team as you line up.
oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way.
One more great race here tonight. We're looking forward to this Madison contest. Unfortunately, it sounds like maybe some of our teams might be misreported for our start list. So we are going to check and make sure that colors and partners all align with our expectations. Please find your team partner and line up on the rail with them. For confirmation and final check-in, all teams on the rail with your partner, please. looking for Pink's partner, I suppose. We'll get it sorted out. Lined up with your team, please. On the rail, we're about to do final check-in for our roster and our start list. Thank you. Following the Madison riders, we will be doing podiums for lots of fun things, and of course, the end of GP food also on the way. If you might recall, that's happening. Don't forget that. Stick around for the celebration and the fun, athletes. We don't want to see you take off too soon. Podium pictures, pre-money from both nights, prizes to be given out, Omnium winners to be celebrated, and more. Relief riders sent off now. Relief riders getting on the position on the track there. The riders not in the race. We'll get the riders that'll start in the race into the neutral here in just a moment. Into the neutral for the riders that will be starting in the race. 17s lined up today for the Madison. 14 total athletes. They'll be handing off between each other when it's time for the exchange. Relief rider will come down, do the hand exchange, swap inertia, and bring their teammates in to the race. This is going to be ridden like a 12x5 points race. So teams will score with the racer that's currently in the race in the same way a points race is scored. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to lead the points laps. Riders in the race now get the signal, racing underway. 60 laps to go, first bell at 56. Team Pink on the move now. The teaming up of Max Haggard and Wyatt Paul, two riders of the Waterline Racing team, will be in the color pink here for this competition. Some early exchanges here before anything's really underway for both red and the black team. Our thanks to our sponsors for tonight's Elite Men Madison Points Race, Argon 18. Since 1989, Argon 18 has brought together a team of people who design, test, build, talk, think, and dream bikes, all driven by the goal of offering the best possible cycling experience to racers and riders of all kind. Because making better bikes isn't just what we do, it's who we are, says Argon 18. Our thank you to the team at Argon 18 for stepping up and supporting us here this year in the GP and our Madison Points Race for the Elite Men. Missed opportunity for purple there. It looks like Fowler's going to stay in. And if I haven't had the opportunity to say a general thank you to all of our sponsors, we've got many. A big thank you and shout out to everybody in our community that supports financially everything we're doing here. This weekend is brought to you by so many of our partners in our community. You can see the beautiful banners along the home straight if you're here at the Velodrome. And our slider show that goes throughout racing on Friday nights as well as during the GP. Thank you to everybody in our community that helps step up and supports the nonprofit that is the Marymoor Velodrome Association. They're behind the operations of this velodrome in partnership with King County Parks. And of course, our members to maintain this beautiful racing facility. 56 to go. Points on this lap. Team Pink on the lead of the effort. That's going to be Max Haggard again. Blue and green. Has Zach Kovalchuk in right now. Look out for the teaming up of Kovalchuk and Martinez. That's a very, that's a dangerous combo. They decided to get together, I think, and see if they could be champions here tonight. Kovalchuk always really good in Madison, a winner multiple times here. He'll find the first 5. Team Black for 3. Looks like green for 2 and pink 1 point. You can see there's a lot of navigation that has to happen here when there's riders in the exchange. There's the compulsion of the riders that are going through those exchanges to go up and around them while the exchanges go lower on the track. You'll notice that movement here so far looking good. We saw a pretty busy one back there on turn 2 just a bit ago. There's Clever Martinez for your leading team right now, the blue and green team with 5 after the first sprint. Team Red tossing in onto the home straight here. It's Team High Mom. Tom Perkins working together with Dylan Lawson. Your leaders after the first sprint again, Team Bright Green and Dark Blue of Clever Martinez and Zach Kovalchuk with 3 points is Black Team. Daniel Brewer and Sage DeLuce, another very dangerous duo. Carl Hofer, Chris Wilson, the Dark Green team with 2 and 3rd. Max Haggard and Wyatt Paul, Team Pink with 1. 52 to go. $51 to go. Another one coming here. Team Black on the move. Here comes Martinez for the green and blue team, trying to find 5 more. On his wheel, DeLuce in the black squad there for 3 points. There's red for 2. Yellow now with 1 point in that sprint. Your leaders now should have 10 points. The bright green and dark blue squad of Martinez and Kovalchuk. Looks like they might have missed an opportunity for an exchange. A little bit of frustration on Kovalchuk the last time they passed each other. They'll get one here, though. Martinez brings in Kovalchuk onto the home straight here. 49 to go. Daniel Brewer for the black team getting thrown in as well as DeLuce will come out into the relief. Your second place team, Team Black with 6 points. Ooh, they're on the move. Brewer wants to take over the front. He's going to put in a big dig here against his opponent in Kovalchuk, seeing an opportunity maybe. Team Black on the move. 48 to go. It's not that short of a race. This is Team Purple being caught here, so you'll see them go down here as the leaders will catch soon. Kovalchuk need a little bit of help. We'll get Martinez back into the race. Brewer still liking the current speed, although he's looking for his teammate coming out of turn 4. Looks like they're going to look for a hook up here across the finish line. A pretty easy going toss in there between the teammates on Team Black. Purple being overtaken here. Yellow trying to hustle back up and catch on. I believe that's going to be Quinn Kennedy currently in the race, the rider with the white helmet with the yellow team. Accelerates quickly after being tossed in from his teammate, their teammate, pardon me, Josh Sherfy. Nice acceleration here at 46 to go. We see the green and blue team on the front still, your current leaders with 10. 5 riders, but only 4 of them on the lead lap. As Team Purple down and losing a little bit here to these 4 as they continue to pull away. Big exchange from Martinez. Kowalczyk totally in charge on this one. Another 5 for them. They've been undefeated so far at 45 to go. Kowalczyk, time and time again. 5 for them. Black with 3 points again. Yellow for 2. Red for 1 point. Trying to put the hurt here on Team Red as they're a bit off the pace. Black again, seeing what they can do to separate themselves at 44 to go. Kowalczyk going to throw in Martinez at a pretty critical moment here to try to not allow Brewer to get away. Martinez will be able to close quickly. He's got great closing speed, and this is what happens in the Madison is when you have riders in the relief, they're able to get this rest and reset themselves, and to be surprised just how many efforts you can get out of these riders when they're given just 5, 10, 15 seconds of rest, let alone 30 some seconds or more when they're in the Madison. 43 to go. Black is still locked in with blue and green as they do a good job catching Brewer fast. Team Yellow still has Quinn Kennedy in the chase. They'll make it here pretty quick, it looks like. Team Pink getting a bit help there from the home straight as Wyatt Paul's trying to do some work for Team Pink to get back up here. He's well out of the picture of the lead 4 right now. It's Team Red, the next closest team to the lead 3. Yellow has made it back up to the front here with 42 to go. Next lap for a bell. That's Duluth for Team Black, the current second place team in points. Team Yellow. Another toss in here on the back straight. Currently tied for 3rd. Josh Sherfy and Quinn Kennedy working well together. Here goes Sherfy to try to catch up to the leaders now. Red being left out of the action again. They're going to be still good for a point when it comes time, but 41 to go. Team Black versus Team Blue and Green continues. Yellow right in the mix, though. Here comes Sherfy right onto the wheel. He makes it look good here. Will not get the help of an exchange, but Martinez is going to get brought in as will Brewer. This is an important 2-team exchange for the points. They're in the middle of a points lap here. Martinez in perfect striking position, though, and we know what he can do on the front. He'll accelerate nicely. Another 5. It just keeps going the same order. 5 again for the green-blue team. 3 for Black. 2 for Yellow. Leaders seeing 39 to go. The front of the race just now coming across the finish line, looking at the back end of Team Purple here, and soon to be Team Green as well. Kowalczyk getting tossed in from his partner here, Martinez. That should catch Team Purple here on the back of this acceleration. Black looking to come in for an exchange. Finding that window there, Martinez dipping in and out of the group. Yellow with a toss in here as well. Very important for them to stay on this one. Sherfy gonna have to do some work here. Duluth for the black team is in at the same time as Kowalczyk again. And here's Sherfy to close in the gap and bring us back together. Our 3 riders all gathered up. The next closest team just now crossing the finish line is Team Red. Although look at this, Pink has made it back up to Red's position. And they're trying to close the gap even more over here in turn 2. Max Hager gets tossed in and he's away now. Can he get any closer to the leaders? He has a ways to go. Martinez back in for blue and green here on the home straight. 37 to go, your leaders. Still on the front of the group of 3. The bright green, dark blue team with 20 points. The black team with 12. And then it goes way back to 5 points for yellow, 4 for red, 2 for green. Points next time, 36 to go. Bell's ringing for points. Green gets caught and down the lap they'll go. That does mean they're eligible for points on this sprint technically, but they go down minus 20 on the catch. That is a high-speed throw-in for Kovalchuk by Martinez. He'll stay down low as the sprint will go over top. Nicely executed and safely done by our dynamically strong duo of Kovalchuk and Martinez. I saw when this lineup happened, when they came to the line as a team, I said, I'm not sure that anyone's going to be able to put anything together to challenge these two. So far, they've grabbed the 5 points in every single sprint. Black has been second every single time. They're trying again here, as Brewer is going to do what he can do best and just drive this train as hard as he can to the front. But Kovalchuk's right on the wheel. He's just going to go fast right behind you until it's time to sprint. 34 to go. Here goes Deleuze now into the race. Martinez will come back in as well. Yellow falling off a little bit again as Sherfy's back there with the green team. He'll toss in his partner. Quinn Kennedy will try to take an attempt here to close this gap on their fresh legs after a short rest. At 33 to go. Martinez on the lead of the lap still. 25 points and grabbing all the 5 so far is the bright green, dark blue team of Martinez and Clever. Sorry, and Kovalchuk. That's the same person. The middle of this race is the red and pink team, and they're on the same straight now of the leaders who are on their way to catch them. The call right now is wherever the leaders are, we'll set the catch here. So if they make it up to pink and red, they'll go down the lap, essentially lose the 20 points. That's being set by where our two leaders are at 31 to go, getting the bell. Kovalchuk and Brewer together here, getting the bell and about ready to strike here against red and pink. And down the middle of the back straight, they will catch and overtake. That'll put pink and red down the lap. Purple, I believe, down another. Maybe their third time being caught here, if I'm not mistaken. Such speed from these two teams. And though black cannot seem to find a way to come around at the line, that so impressive overall that this is going to be competing against these two between Martinez and Kovalchuk. I was just talking to my crew up here on the deck. I can't remember a time that Kovalchuk hasn't won this race. He finds the partner he needs and just puts out an incredible effort. I need to go back and review that. I don't know. If someone could correct me on that. And in my recent memory, I can't think of a time. If someone's got a year where he doesn't win this race, Kovalchuk, I would love to see it. This year he finds Martinez. What a great partner to find. They're going to team up for an incredible effort here tonight. And they're starting to pull away now from the speedsters on the black team. At 28 to go, Martinez looks over the shoulder to see where the teams are behind him, and it's pretty far back. Kovalchuk will just continue to drive. Nice tempo here, allowing no one any opportunity. They're going to end up taking 5 in every one of these sprints at this rate. Team Black with the toss in on the back straight. Red has decided to hold on here to the tempo of Team Black, though they're down a lap. Red and pink can still make something of this race. 27 to go. Black pulling away a little bit. Here goes Daniel Brewer, looking very strong, trying to close in. Gain some sort of ground against the leaders. .26 to go. And the bell's ringing as your leaders come across the line. Here's Team Black in pursuit. Pink in the next closest team for points. And here's Team Red. This race is officially shattered apart. There is riders all over the track. The front is right here. 5 points for green and blue. Again. Black for 3, pink for 2, and here comes red team for 1. Kowalczyk on his way to catch potentially some more riders here in his conquest for total domination. He wants dominion over all 400 meters of this track, and he's going to do it via the Madison again this year. Leaders seeing 23 to go, on their way to being on the back wheel of Team Green and Yellow. Leaders seeing 23 to go. Someone mentioned on the live stream here, Galen says, that's a big track for Madison. It's a big track for everything. And you know what? It's still a good spectating sport here to be enjoying our big, beautiful velodrome, no matter what the racing is. The catch here over yellow and green as our leaders absolutely flying. .21 to go. Your leaders on the way for more points as they're now making contact with Team Red again. Green and blue for 5. I believe red eligible with the leader catching them. That should give him the 3. No says, okay. So still in the no scoring zone for red, which gives yellow 3. Here comes pink and black across the line. You're next closest to the leaders on the track. They have not been caught by the leaders. That's basically now what we're catching here, is who's not negative. Leaders about to be on the back wheel of Team Black and Pink, who started up as the teams that looked like they could contest against green and blue was the black squad, and they're just about ready to be caught here. They will have left no one uncaught. There's a whole bunch of negatives right now on my score sheet. Only one team in the positive. That is the kind of difference we're seeing right now between these athletes that lined up to throw down in this Madison. I don't think Kowalczyk could find a better partner in Martinez or the other way around. As here they go, they're just about to make contact at the back end of the last team they have not found yet. Team Black down the back straight. They've won every sprint so far, 8 sprints later. That's 40 points for the green and blue team. Black, bells ringing, 16 to go. Martinez catching Team Black, but the bell had already rung. We'll see what the official call is here on that. Either way, who's still in the front? Of course, it's green and blue. Black is right there on the wheel, hoping to maybe challenge here for the first time for a while, as they've been dropped so many laps back. I still don't know. With this kind of tempo, this speed, you still don't come around this team. Martinez for 5 again. Negative 60, negative 35, negative 30. Yeah, there's a lot of negatives. Team Black manages to stay positive despite losing the lap here. They're at 4 points now. What was 24. The only other team in the positive. Bright green and dark blue, 45 points and just absolutely rolling away. It is a foregone conclusion who's gonna win this race. The difference between Team Black and Yellow is not massive. It's 4 back to -9 right now. They're both on the same lap, but where Black is in turn 1. Yellow is back on turn 3 of more than a half lap back. So the situation for who's going to be in second also seems pretty well predictable, as Black is now locked in on the back of the green and blue team. They stay right there. They're going to be picking up 3 points again. That's familiar territory from them from the beginning of this race. And it'll just be on the way for this inevitable win for the powerhouse duo of Martinez and Kovalchuk. Leaders getting the bell, 11 to go. 3 sprints remaining. $50 points to your leaders after that previous sprint. Team Black with 7 in second. Seeing 9 to go. Leaders in turn 3. Team Black exchanging at nearly the same time now as green and blue every single lap, as their relief riders are staying relatively close to each other. 18 to go. 8 to go. I can read it. Let's add more, Steve. Just put back over the boop. You want a story here? It looks like Team Pink and Green are a point away from each other for 4th and 5th. And there's a tie break actually between Green and Red right now for 5th place, which is on the podium as a reminder. So an important tie break between some of the teams here still going on in the bottom half of the podium. Bell just rang for your leaders, Black and Green. At 6 to go. Speaking of those teams looking for the tiebreak, here's Pink in front of Team Red. There's still a race going on here for essentially 4th and 5th. Pink is right in front of Green, needs to stay there. 5 more for your eventual champions. The sprint back here coming out of turn 3 and 4 between Pink and Red. Now we're talking. We know this is a fight for 4th place on the podium. These are important points back here. Pink gets the valuable 2, 1 to red. We're talking in negatives here, so the numbers are going to get smaller. Who can get the smaller negative here? Pink picking up 2 there should move to negative 30. Red down to negative 32. That gives Pink the continues to stay in 4th. Red moves into 5th on their own and bumps Green out of the podium. Final sprint upcoming. Leaders seeing 3 to go. 3 to go. Yellow not getting any points in the last couple of sprints, but they are solidly in 3rd place at -9. 3 to go for these groups behind the leaders. The leaders will be seeing 2 to go. Leaders on the home straight, 2 to go. 2 to go. The race for 4th, still interesting here. Team Pink wants to make sure they hold on to it. Red is trying to chase them down. Pink with negative 30, negative 32 for Team Red. Red makes a nice catch here in turn 1 at 2 to go, overtaking Team Pink. The race for 4th on the podium, still a good one. 1 to go. We've made it to the end of the Madison. Green and blue. I'd say that it's been boring, but it's also been impressive for these two. They make it look easy, and he doesn't have to do this, but why would he not? He's all the way here for the GP. He might as well put on one more super fast lap. Clever Martinez, Zach Kavolchek, not only winning the race, but every single sprint on the way here. Duluth wanted one, couldn't quite get there. Duluth almost there. Oh, Team Green and Team Blue. We now go back to see if Red had any chance to hold on. They could not. Red gets pulled away from the sprint. This is still for some points. 4 points to the leader here on this lap. Yellow wants to get a few more. Pink will sustain their 4th place position with that sprint. Yellow stays in 3rd. Team Green might have just kicked off Red from the podium by their position there, if I'm not mistaken, although they didn't get any points there, so it didn't matter. So it actually will still go to Team Red. Oh my goodness, we're putting our hands together, making some noise for our combination of Clever Martinez and Zach Kavolchek. My goodness. Your final results, it looks like 65 points to your winning team, winning every single sprint and catching every team at least once. Your second place team with 16 points. An impressive show. If you can hear my voice, it's because I'm exhausted. That has been a whole lot of fun and a lot of excitement. If you're still here, fans, we thank you so much for being with us here at the park. We love to have the live audience here. Even on a Saturday night, we had a nice showing to support and put together a great show for everybody here. Of course, we cannot have this great event with all of our support staff, our officials, and our volunteers. Can we please put our hands together for all of our helpers here today that help make racing possible? And for everybody who's still here, let's also give one more round of applause for all of our athletes putting on this fantastic show today. Thank you for a fantastic weekend of racing. We appreciate all of the fun we've had together. If you're out there on the live stream, we also thank you for supporting the Velodrome from afar and tuning into our live stream broadcast. If you appreciated it and thought it was a good show, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and give us some love. Share this with friends and family so they too can watch what we were doing here this weekend. The GP and all of our great racing is found on our YouTube, as well as Rail Talk, our new podcast-like show that happens after all of our racing is concluded. We'll be recording one of those here pretty soon. Also, apparently going to Spotify. Last call for the malasadas here. Sorry, YouTube audience, you're missing out on the good belly. It's good stuff. Last call on the malasadas before they're out, by the way. We're going to be a little bit of microphone silence here in a little bit. We need some podiums and whatnot to do, but we are going to be offering athlete-only pizza on the infield. It's someone's birthday tradition. And also, good job. You get pizza. We'll keep the stream rolling here for those who would like to stick around with us and celebrate on the podium with us in a few minutes. We'll just keep things up and alive in a bit. We'll bring it down to being on the field as we call up our champions. Our top 5 will be on the podium for all of our events, including our Omnium for the weekend. Thank you again for joining us here. If you're heading out tonight, we appreciate you being here with us. We'll be back for a little bit more in a few minutes for our podiums for all of our races today, as well as the weekend Omniums.
Athletes, riders, come get riders first. Okay. You gotta wait, kiddos. Come get pizza. We have gluten-free and we have vegan as well. I'm protecting those.
1 minute warning on podiums. We'll start in about 1 minute. Podiums in 1 minute.
Hey Corey, my dad said he really enjoys your commentary.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. Your love was cold, heart made of stone. But I'm just fine, I'm gonna shine. I'm alright, alright, alright. I'm celebrating my liberation. I'm moving strong, I'm moving on. I'm alright, alright, alright. Might be shaken but not stirred. Just a lesson that I've learned.
Okay, that was a really long minute.
Tables turn.
Wow. That's more just making fun that we're doing it now. And you better be ready.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better,
Up first, our Masters Cat 3 men sprints top 5 to the podium. In 5th place for Airtech Racing, James Campbell Harris. In 4th place for Jerry Baker Jr.'s J.C. Pyle. In 3rd place for Flying Gorillas Academy, Thomas Andrew. In 2nd place, West Pollock. And your champion for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, Gabriel Takagi. Elite Women top 5 in the sprints. In 5th place for Simet Racing, Jacqueline Wonroe. In 4th place for the Jerry Baker Juniors, Danny Scoville. In 3rd place, Burnaby Velodrome Club, Diane Snoblin. Racing today in the colors of Team Canada. In 2nd place, Emmy Savard. And your champion, Team Novo Nordisk on the start list. On top of our Elite Women's Championship here today, McKenna McKee. Elite Men top 5 from the Keirin. In 5th place for CCF Racing, Luis Bonilla. In 4th for Cheney Windows and Doors, Mateo Morasses. In 3rd place, Waterline Racing, Wyatt Paul. In 2nd, also for Waterline Racing, Corey Jameson. And your champion, all the way from Star Track Racing, on top of the Keirin today, Noah Mando. Masters Cat 3-man elimination top 5. In 5th place, Coalition Cycling, Andrew Lynch. In 4th place, for the Fountain Cycling Guild, Carl Hofer. In 3rd, Dyna Racing Teams, Nolan Adams. In 2nd place, for Coalition of Cycling, got to put the kid down. He's got the kid. Oh, lovely. Go. It's Galen Erickson. Yeah, and your champion here today on top of the elimination for 10-speed hero, Andrew Martin. We need Quinn and West up here for the Marrymore Crawl to join us. Top 3 in the Marrymore Crawl. Is Quinn here for an appearance on... Oh, I see Quinn. Quinn! Quinn! Get over here for the Marrymore Crawl. And your top 3 for today's Marrymore Crawl. And now for the Elite Women in the elimination race, our top 5. In 5th place, racing for Fountain Cycling Guild, Alexi Snover. In 4th, for GVA Racing Team, Jordan Lothrop. In 3rd place, today for Team Mama Bears on the sign-up again, Jenna Lingwood. In 2nd place, for Triple Shot Cycling Club, Kimberly Chen. And your elimination champ here today for Burnaby Velodrome Club, Diane Snoblin. Elite Men 10-mile scratch, top 5. In 5th place, racing for Waterline Racing, Sage Duluce. In 4th place, coming back up from Coalition Cycling, Galen Erickson. In 3rd, for the Rockland Devo program, Clever Martinez. In 2nd place, for Cheney Windows and Doors, Daniel Brewer. And back again for more Black Lodge Cycling, Zachary Kovalchuk. Masters Cat 3 Men's Scratch Race, top 5. In 5th place for East Portland Youth Cycling, Jack Hampson. In 4th for Team Liquid Velo, Tyrell Lacey. For the Small Monsters Project, in 3rd place, Fergus Tanaka. In 2nd for Coalition Cycling, Andrew Lynch. Gotta put the pizza down. And your champion today, for 10-speed hero, Andrew Martin. Tyrell went home. Tyrell went home. Elite Women Points Race, top 5. In 5th place, Jenna Lingwood. In 4th place, Burnaby Velodrome Club, Diane Snobelin. In 3rd place, Victoria Park. In 2nd, for Triple Shot Cycling Club, Kimberly Chen. And your Elite Women Points champion for Found Cycling Guild, Alexi Snover. Elite Men in the Madison. Top 5 teams, 10 riders to the podium. In 5th place, Team Red, Tom Perkins, Dylan Lawson. In 4th place, our pink team, Wyatt Paul, Max Haggard. In 3rd place, wearing the yellow colors today, Josh Sherfy, Quinn Kennedy. In 2nd place, in the colors of the black jersey, Sage Duluce and Daniel Brewer. And riding away with the competition today, your champions, bright green, dark blue squad of Zach Kovalchuk and Clever Martinez. Oh, they're even kidding up for the photo. I love it. Stand by, stand by.
Gotta give our sponsors your time.
Podiums upcoming for the Omniums now. I'm going to go from left to right on my spreadsheet. That's so it's going to lead my order here. So first up, the podium for top 3 in the Sprint Omnium for the Elite Men. Top 3 will podium in each of the Omniums. We need our backdrop back here, team. They thought they were done. Top 3 in the Omniums will stand on the podium tonight for each of our 5 Omniums from this weekend. Up first, Elite Men Sprint Omnium. Let's get our top 3 up here quickly. In third place with 18 points, Mateo Morasis. In second place with 25 points, Wyatt Paul. And your champ in the Sprint Omnium for this weekend with 28 points, Noah Mandow. Ooh, nice wheel merchandise as well. Let's get that for the photo. Your Sprint Omnium champions from this weekend. Coming up next, the Elite Women's Sprint Omnium. Our top 3 will take the podium. We had a tie in the points, only broken here at the last minute between Lingwood and Savard. We'll get Lingwood up here first in third place with 22 points. In second place, also with 22, but taking the tiebreak, Emmy Savard. And for the weekend, your Sprint Omnium champion with 25 points, Diane Snoblin. Elite Men Enduro Omnium upcoming. For the Elite Men Enduro Omnium, our top 3 with 33 points, Zach Kovalchek. With 34 points in second place, Clever Martinez. And your weekend Enduro champion with 42 points, Daniel Brewer. And up next, the Elite Women in the Enduro Omnium. Elite Women Enduro Omnium. We'll get our top 3 up here quickly. On the podium first, in third place with 30 points, Jenna Lingwood. And another tie break here between the top 2, both with 36 points. In second place, Kimberly Chen. Getting the tie break also with 36 points, Alexi Snover. After this, we're going to ask all Canadian competitors to go in for a quick photo. They'd like to do that together. This is our last podium, the Omnium for the overall in the Masters Cat 3 men group for the whole weekend. This is a combined total score for all events for the Cat 3 and Masters competitors from the weekend. In third place with 22 points, Andrew Thomas. In second place with 23 points, Hans Lovelholz. And in first place, a dominant in every one of our mass starts rates for 10-speed hero, you know it, 47 points, Andrew Martin. Canadian riders are being called for a group photo over here in the direction of the podium. If you could so oblige Hans and his crazy desires. With that, we are about ready to shut down the live stream. We were going to continue the party for a little bit longer here, but fans of the Velodrome, thank you so much for being with us. We look forward to hosting you for more great racing action here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.